volumes here.
Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are about 90 minutes from kickoff here at McEnany Field for the 42nd annual Bob Burns Dakota Bowl between Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights and Sioux Falls Roosevelt Rough Riders. If you're watching the stream right now on Real Presence Radio Sioux Falls, you can see the kids. Well, maybe you can't, but kids are running in right now. We don't know what the camera's on up there, but see the Knights student section running in. Be interesting to see what the theme is tonight. I saw the theme.
Just spirit wear.
I shared it on Twitter, Isaac. I can't remember what it was though. I mean, I just retweeted whatever they had tweeted out what it was. Cheerleaders are on the field, and we're going to play one of our spots by one of our sponsors here. So give me 1 second. Let's get to the right spot here. There we go. Here is one of our sponsor spots.
Need repairs on gas pumps, tanks, and air compressors? Sioux Equipment Company can help. They serve Sioux Falls and the surrounding areas. Sioux Equipment Company also offers services for lifts, signs, decals, and tank truck equipment. Sioux Equipment Company at 605-334-1653 is a supporter of O'Gorman Knights athletics and activities.
Canfield Business Interiors in Sioux Falls, South Dakota provides healthier, safer, smarter design solutions for your workplace. They make space better by creating inspirational experiences to improve your organizational performance. For more information, you can find us online at canfieldco.com. Canfield, making space better. Canfield Business Interiors supports the Sioux Falls Catholic school system and wishes all O'Gorman students and student athletes good luck this year.
Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2.
Check, check, check. 1 2 3 3 2 1. 1 2 3 3 2 1.
How's your return volume?
I'll go up a little bit more.
You can take mine up.
Yep, there we go.
I gotta take my aids out, but you guys.
Welcome everyone on the YouTube stream. We'll be going on the air in about a couple of minutes. Great football game tonight, O'Gorman and Roosevelt. Thank you for tuning in. Looking forward to a very fun broadcast.
And be my hearing aids. When you guys get old, you
I like the all blues.
I love the blues on blues. I think for our homecoming, because we were red and white, so we had red bottoms, red tops, which I liked our white pants a lot. Our red pants were a lot older than our white pants, so usually we're red top, white bottoms at home, which I like better, but we did the red on red one time.
Oh, hey, Al, how you doing? Al's listening.
Perfect.
Hi, Al.
Hola, Al.
How's the weather up north? Rain most of the day down here. Partly cloudy still, but spots of blue sky. I don't know how skydivers are going to make it, you think?
45 seconds, guys.
All right.
That's what we can't wait for your commentary, Dan. The skydivers coming in.
Yeah,
I can't wait for that.
Wait. That'll be the most exciting part of the night.
He's going to land. Oh, he's going to come in on the Carls. Oh!
Watch out, Fuddruckers. Here they come.
On top of the speedway and into the trash can.
Just a bit outside.
He's hungry. He lands at Fuddruckers.
20 seconds. Turn myself off.
Let's do this. Dakota Bowl number 42. Coming at you.
5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to a special presentation from the Real Presence Radio Network. On Real Presence Radio, welcome to the Knights Game Day Show, sponsored by First Premier Bank, Premier Bank Card.
Welcome, everyone, to McEnany Field, where we have a matchup of the city rivals. Number 1 ranked Sioux Falls Roosevelt coming into the game with a 2-0 record, taking on the number 4 ranked Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights at 1-1 on the season. From the McEnany Field here at O'Gorman High School in the 42nd annual Bob Burns Dakota Bowl. This game marks the first Dakota Bowl ever at the MAC at O'Gorman High School. Tonight's game will be the 9th meeting in the Dakota Bowl games between Sioux Falls, Roosevelt, and O'Gorman, which started in 1999 with the first meeting for the Dakota Bowl games. And in their last meeting was in 2015 in the Dakota Bowl, where both teams had won 4 games apiece in the previous 8 Dakota Bowl matchups, with the Riders winning the last 3. O'Gorman's last win versus Roosevelt in the Dakota Bowl was in the 2007 season, and the Knights have a 29-12 record in the annual Dakota Bowl games dating back to the first one back in 1978. I am Isaac Struck. I'm joined tonight by Mr. Extraordinaire Dan Johnson. Dan, how are you doing this evening?
Hey, this is great. This is wonderful. We're at the MAC, Dakota Bowl, another year. You know, this is one game I look forward to every year.
Absolutely.
You're tuning in tonight by listening to 94.5 FM Sioux Falls, 91.3 FM Hartford, online at yourcatholicradiostation.com, or you can click Listen Now, and then at 94.5 FM Sioux Falls, 91.3 FM Hartford, or a mobile app by clicking stations and selecting the FM 94.5 and 91.3. And finally on YouTube, Real Presence Radio Sioux Falls, you can listen and watch the video stream. And we're going to have a lot for you here. We got an hour before kickoff. We have a lot of pregame stuff going on. But let's get back to football. You know, you have, I get a shout out. Shout out to some watch parties going on tonight over at Shenanigans Pub and Grill, McNally's Irish Pub, Blue Rock Bar and Grill, and The Rush. So if you're listening, give us a shout out back on YouTube. So let's talk a little bit about significance about Dakota Bowl. The tailgaters, the skydivers. You know, we're going to have a big fireworks show at halftime, you know. All the money raised goes to support our 8 Sioux Falls Catholic schools. So, Isaac, let's go back. What's the biggest difference having the game played here at the MAC compared to Howard Wood?
Well, it's definitely a different, it's almost more of an advantage because you don't have to change up your pregame routine as much. You're already changing up your routine when you go out to the Dakota Bowl. It's a later kickoff. In the years past, it used to be an 8 o'clock kickoff, moved up to 7 o'clock now. But it's just different traveling for a home game. You're doing all your pregame festivities. It's a much more extended halftime show or halftime, and it's a much longer pregame routine. It's just different. But now that you're at the MAC, you don't have to change up a lot of the things that you're used to in and out of the locker room. It's just a simple walk down to the field. It's going to be a little bit of an advantage for O'Gorman, just Dakota Bowl wise, but Roosevelt, I mean, this is just an average away game for them. They're just coming in and playing a nice, easy away game is what they think. Instead, they don't want to look into it being the Dakota Bowl. It's just an average game for Roosevelt tonight.
Okay, let's talk about your first Dakota Bowl memory. Not as a young kid running around having fun, at 7, 8 years old, but as a freshman, sophomore dressing, playing your very first, suiting up for your first Dakota Bowl.
Oh, it's definitely something that you look forward to. Even when you're a little kid, you come to that Dakota Bowl camp out with the varsity players, and you think these varsity players are some NFL players. You look up to them like they're your idols. And then when you get to that high school and you first time you strap up the pads for a Dakota Bowl, it's just a different experience. It's a whole new beast out there. There's tons of lights. Everyone, the crowd always filling up the entire grandstand. It's just an incredible atmosphere. One of the best atmospheres in high school sports across the country. I think that it's just a phenomenal game. It's exciting to play in. It's exciting to watch. It's just an all-around amazing experience.
Let's talk about one of my favorite Dakota Bowls. 2017 against Harrisburg. Somebody went 16 for 25, 366 yards, 3 touchdowns, no other than yourself. You remember that, playing that game?
Yeah, absolutely. That was a fun game, and one of my favorite parts about that game was actually we broke out the new uniforms for the first time. Came out wearing our old uniforms for the warm-ups, came inside, changed into our all grays with the white helmets to unveil those for the first time as an O'Gorman night. But yeah, that game was exciting. Got off to a slow start, picked things up in the second half. That's definitely one of my favorite memories on the football field.
Okay, again, being here, what's going through the player's head now? We're got an hour before game, Dakota Bowl. This is the granddaddy of them all, the 42nd year. What's going through the heads of some of these players right now?
Well, a lot of in my own experience and a lot of my friends' experiences and former teammates, it's that 2 hours before the kickoff. It's all day at school on Friday, and then you get here on Saturday, and you're sitting in the locker room getting your stuff on, and that's when the nerves really start to settle in. You're getting your pads on, you're strapping up the helmets, you take the field for the first time, and once you get out there, it still feels a little bit surreal, and the nerves are definitely pumping, but by that time where you take the field like you normally do, running out onto the field minutes before game time, that's when the nerves are at their all-time high, and then that first snap happens and things are back to normal.
Okay, let's talk about the last week recap for Gorman. The Gorman Knights were on a 9-game win streak. They got snapped last Friday night out at Brandon Valley with the loss, 20-14. Gorman led 7-6 at halftime. They led by their defense blocking a punt that set up that first touchdown and interception by Anders Matichak. Brandon Valley went on to score 29 extra points to take a 20-7 lead late into the game. Well, Gorman was able to cut the lead 20-14 with just under 3:45 left. Brandon Valley got the one key first down and didn't give the ball back to O'Gorman until 20 seconds left in the game. O'Gorman had 4 turnovers in the game. They coughed it up, 3 fumbles, interception. Looking at these turnovers, you see, what are these fixable mistakes moving forward tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. Those are just some mental mistakes, and that's what you expect early on in the season. But they're all correctable. They moved the ball pretty well last week, getting first downs. They actually gained Brandon Valley, and they had more first downs than them. But it was just those turnovers that are just mental mistakes that can be correctable. And then you may have seen a win last week rather than that loss.
It was a good game. Tegan Schlemkin, our quarterback, was 20 for 25 with 210 yards in a game. Was very efficient, just getting the ball to different receivers throughout. Isaac, what's the biggest difference you saw from Tegan in week 2 versus Brandon compared to week 1 against Stevens? And he was one of the biggest, brightest spots out there for Gorman in the offense last week.
I think that he showed a lot of poise back in the pocket. He didn't get too rattled early. He used his feet to pick up yards on the ground, not just necessarily through the air, but he was also a threat running the football. But overall, Tegan just looked really composed last week. He wasn't afraid of pressure in his face. He got rid of the ball on time and on target. And if Teagan can do that again tonight, with a little bit more of mistake-free football all around for O'Gorman, I think that you could see an upset of that number 1 ranked team right now in the state.
So here we are, Dakota Bowl 42. The opponent tonight is the number 1 ranked in the state, Sioux Falls Roosevelt Rough Riders. Are coming off a 42-19 win over Sioux Falls Lincoln last Saturday night in the President's Bowl. The Riders are led by sophomore quarterback Taylor Ashley. He was 13 for 18 for 194 yards and 3 touchdowns. Senior stand-up wide receiver Tyler Feldkamp had 5 catches, 75 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Isaac, Roosevelt's offense is loaded, bringing back 4 starters on the offensive line. They're huge, by the way. I would say, probably one of the best receiving duo in the state is Feldkamp and Paulson. What does the O'Gorman defense need to do tonight to shut down that powerful Roosevelt offense?
They need to get a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Taylor Ashley is a fantastic athletic talent over at Sioux Falls Roosevelt. Only a sophomore, so if they can try to frustrate him mentally early on in the game, they might have a little bit more of an advantage. But he's a very good dual threat quarterback. He can take off on the run, and if we're not careful tonight, he may run for 100 yards on us. So it's important to get to him early in the backfield and contain him, but also we have to take away their top threats in Paulson and Feldkamp and make those reads tougher for Ashley and have to go to his third, maybe even fourth options.
So Roosevelt defense has forced 6 turnovers in the first 2 games against Brandon Valley and Sioux Falls Lincoln. Returning the outstanding linebacker Dan Bringen, the second leading tackler last season, and 2 tremendous cornerbacks, Tucker Large and Joy Hughes, which we're going to hear their name a lot tonight. We saw Teagan throw a career-high 249 yards against Roosevelt in the semifinal game last year against Roosevelt. He was pass-heavy offensive attack. What do you expect to see? Another really pass-heavy attack? And, Kim Nelson's going to do that. So what playmakers do we need to step up tonight to make the plays for the Knights?
It's going to depend. It's going to depend on what Roosevelt wants to throw at us, but what we throw against them offensively and defensively. But I think that our secondary in the defensive end is going to really have to pick up the pace tonight. They need to be ball hawk, and they need to be able to cover the whole field and not make sure that they give up any of those big plays that give momentum to Roosevelt. But also our receivers on the offensive end, they need to break loose, run some crisp routes, and get free as much as they can tonight in order to be successful. So the 42nd annual Bob Burns Dakota Bowl game broadcast on Real Presence Radio is being brought to you in part by the following premier sponsor, Barnett Lewis Funeral Homes. Arrangements with family comfortable when they decide that their wishes are for funeral arrangements. They can be contacted by calling 605-336-0707, 605-336-0707.
Okay, scoreboard update now. Saturday night, we're one of 2 football games of the state tonight. So, Isaac, give us a little rundown of what happened last night across the state in AAA and AA.
We'll start off with Aberdeen and Brandon Valley. Up in Aberdeen, Brandon Valley steamrolled and walked all over Aberdeen 40-6 in a very convincing win from Brandon Valley. Sturgis Brown was at Brookings High School. The number 3 ranked team in AA took care of Sturgis Brown 53-13 on their senior night, improving to 3-0 on the season. Number 1 Pierre was at number 2 Yankton, where Yankton snapped Pierre's 18-game win streak with a convincing 52-29 win against Pierre at home. Now looking forward to taking over that number 1 ranking. Douglas was at Huron, and they dropped a game 36-0 to the Tigers. The Rushmore Bowl was this weekend out in Rapid City. Watertown and Harrisburg made the trip up to play Rapid City Central and Stevens, where Watertown defeated Central in the first game of the night 38-32, and Harrisburg took care of Rapid City Stevens 44-0. And then finally, the nightcap last night at Howard Wood, Washington was playing Sioux Falls Lincoln, and Lincoln took care of business 41-0 over Washington. A statement win for Lincoln.
Didn't see that one coming.
A statement win, absolutely, for Lincoln after coming off of a little bit of an upsetting defeat to Roosevelt the week prior. They come out and steamroll past Washington. And then tonight, the only other game around is Spearfish at Mitchell, the number 4 ranked team in AA. Mitchell hosting 0-2 Spearfish at 6 o'clock in Mitchell.
Okay, coming up the other side of the break, Brett Byler sits down with Sioux Falls Roosevelt football coach Kim Nelson and Dakota State grad and get a recap of last week's game versus Lincoln and a preview of tonight's game versus O'Gorman. Stay with us. You're listening to Real Presence Radio.
At First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card, we believe the greatest investment we can make is in our customers and communities. Thanks to our industry-leading service, products, and tools, we're helping our customers reach their financial goals and achieve success. Through the generosity of our employees and leadership, we're able to support nearly 700 South Dakota organizations and nonprofits with our time, money, and resources. At Premier, we're always seeking ways to make an impact for good by investing in what matters most to you. It's the Premier way.
Catholic Family Services is now offering a Grief Share support group starting this fall. Grief Share is a support group for adults who've lost a loved one through death. It combines educational videos, a workbook titled Your Journey from Mourning to Joy, and time for discussion. The 11-week program starts September 15th and ends November 24th. If interested in learning more about Grief Share, you can go to sfcatholic.org/CFS or call 800-700-7867.
Welcome back to the Knights Game Day Show, sponsored by First Premier Bank Card. I'm now joined by Sioux Falls Roosevelt football coach Kim Nelson. Coach, your team's coming off a 42-19 President's Bowl victory over Sioux Falls Lincoln last Saturday. What impressed you most about your team's play in that game versus Lincoln?
Well, I was pretty happy that we took care of the ball pretty well. We reduced our penalties quite a bit from the previous week, especially on offense, and I thought we played pretty efficiently. Our defense got us some short fields, and we were able to take advantage of some breaks that we got early in the game. I just felt like we didn't put ourselves in a bad position, bad spot during the game. We took advantage of what we had and scored when we could. So I was really happy about that. Our offensive line played better. I think our defense gave up a lot of yards, but kept Lincoln out of the end zone, especially the first half, and that was really crucial for us to take advantage of that.
Were you happy with your balance running and passing offensively against Lincoln?
I think so. We always like to run the ball a little bit more than we did maybe, but we have some really good receivers. We have a good young quarterback. You got to do what you're good at, I guess. And so, we're trying to work hard every day on our run game to make sure that we can run when we have to and throw when we have to. It's easy when, it's 2nd and 1. It's easy to run the ball and maybe have some success. But, when it's a 4-minute drill at the end of the game and you're up by 2, you got to be able to grind out some first downs. So we're working on that part of our game as much as possible and trying to complete that balance offense.
Your young quarterback, Talon Ashley, had a really good game against Lincoln, 13 for 18, 194 yards and 3 touchdowns, Coach. His second career start. How would you assess his play so far through 2 ball games?
Getting better, but we watched film obviously a lot over the weekend, and he's and I both have seen a lot of things we can do better. Which is encouraging. He still makes plays. He distributes the ball really well. He's not afraid of the situation. He's not afraid to take it and run and try to make things happen on his own. So pretty happy with the way we're playing on offense right now, but it's early in the season and there's a lot of things we can do better, and we certainly have a lot of things we have to work on yet.
Coach, you play O'Gorman tonight in the Dakota Bowl. Brandon Valley snapped the Knights' 9-game winning streak last Friday night. What are the biggest concerns you have going to the game against O'Gorman?
Well, their skilled players are always really talented guys every year, and the quarterback is back, and he really throws a good ball, makes good decisions with the ball, and they have athletes. They're maybe not as big in some places as other teams, but they are active, and they're very smart and well coached, and they're a very big challenge for any offense and any defense. They're going to make you play the run and the pass on the defensive side, and on offense they're going to try to take away the things you want to do best. So we've got to be able to adjust during the game a little bit. We've just got to be able to do the things that we do, and it's easy to say, tough to do. So, but it's going to be a tough matchup for us, and we're going to try to play a little better this week and try to improve a little bit every week, and hopefully it'll be enough.
Your defense coach has forced 6 turnovers in the first 2 ball games. How important will it be tonight to be on the front end of that turnover battle and field position, determining the winner of the game tonight?
Well, I think that's a big thing. When I look back at the last 3 or 4 games we played against O'Gorman, I don't think they've turned the ball over. If they do that again, they're going to be tough to beat. So yeah, we have to be able to get the ball back and turn the ball over on them once in a while and make it hard for them. Otherwise, they'll score every time they get the ball. So we have to be fighting hard to pull the ball out and get some interception if we can, or 2, and get after the quarterback some. And it all comes down to the line of scrimmage. We've got to be able to win the battles up there, and it's going to be a tough matchup for us.
Thank you so much, Coach, for your time. Good luck tonight.
Thanks a lot. We'll need some.
We would like to thank Coach Nelson for taking his time. Tonight will be Coach Nelson's 4th ever Dakota Bowl, and he has a 3-0 record in Dakota Bowl games. Don't go away, because Brett Byler interviewed O'Gorman coach Jason Poppinga, and that interview is next on the Night's Game Day Show.
Hello, this is Mark Konzemius, president of the Catholic Community Foundation for Eastern South Dakota. Preparing for the end of life can be overwhelming, even scary. Yet as disciples of Christ, we live in great hope and the reality of God's promise that death is not the end, but a new beginning. The End-of-Life Planning Workbook for Catholics is now available. I encourage you to reach out to one of our Catholic Community Foundation offices or ccfesd.org. May God bless each of us on our journey to heaven.
Is there an event that you would like announced right here on the RPR Network? Please email the details at least 2 weeks in advance to Therese at realpresenceradio.com. That's Therese at realpresenceradio.com. We can help spread the word about what's happening at your parish and in your diocese. Again, that email address is Therese at realpresenceradio.com.
Welcome back to the Knights Pregame Coaches Show interview brought to you by Canfield Business Interiors. I'm now joined by Sioux Falls O'Gorman football coach Jason Poppinga. Coach, we're coming off a 20-14 loss at Brandon Valley last Friday night. One thing before the ball game, you mentioned to us for your team to have success against Brandon Valley, you would need a good game from Tegan Schlimgen, your quarterback. You said 200 to 300 yards you're maybe looking for in the game. Tegan, I thought, was outstanding, 20 out of 25 passing for 210 yards. How is his performance against Brandon even compared to the first game against Stevens?
Yeah, I mean, it was night and day for him. I mean, he played an outstanding game. I mean, on the stat line, obviously there's that one interception, but that wasn't his fault. I mean, on that screen pass, and it wasn't actually even an interception. It was a bad call by the official. He did a great job of just controlling the game. We were in our tempo hurry up there in the fourth quarter trying to put the score together, and we drove the field 80 yards, and that's a lot of it is all on his shoulders. So, really proud of his progression, from game 1 to game 2, and, and he's acting like the leader he should be right now.
Coach, your team had 4 turnovers. A lot of them were in really tough situations where you're driving the ball, and then 3 fumbles lost, and you also had an interception. Do you see those as all correctable mistakes moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, none of them were like forced fumbles. I mean, 3 of them that we lost were all just, ball handling situations that we struggled with, and, a lot of that's, our tailback, Tanner Payton, he's new to our system. He's new here. He hasn't played tailback, before coming to us. So, I mean, he's going through a little bit of growing pains, and it's unfortunate, it's against a team like Brandon Valley in a game that we, could have and should have won, but it's going to be the same this week. We feel like if we play really well, we're going to have a chance to win in the fourth quarter against a very, very talented team. And if we make those mistakes, we're definitely going to pay for it. We're not going to be able to put the ball on the ground. We can't have unforced errors, offsides, penalties, and we're going to have to play a really clean game to win this.
And Brandon Valley, one of your concerns going to that ball game was their big offensive line, and obviously one of the best running backs in the state, and Tate Johnson. How you feel your defense held up against their rushing attack?
I mean, our defense played outstanding. I mean, realistically, our defense only gave up 7 points, and that was the one long, touchdown pass they had on the key screen. That was just a matter, we had 2 guys run into each other on it. So, I mean, it was unfortunate, but they did a great job of, making Brandon Valley drive. They couldn't put long drives together. Our offense, cost us that when we had turnovers, they turned into points. So, I mean, this was all on the offense's shoulders, realistically, on how we win and lose. So, we feel like our defense has done a great job. We've got a talented defense right now with, some great players over there. Our linebacking core is playing well. Our defensive ends have really stepped up, and the challenge this week is going to be against a Roosevelt skilled team that their offense is outstanding. I mean, across the front line, they're going to average 280 pounds. Tyler Feldkamp, arguably the best wide receiver in the state. Ashley at quarterback is one of the fastest kids we're going to see all year. I mean, that type of skill players are going to be tough to contain, and it's going to be a question of how well do we tackle and cover.
Coach, for your offense against the Roosevelt defense, I know in the past they've been a pretty aggressive defense, and sometimes you can use that aggressiveness against them. This year, what are some things tonight offensively we need to do to have success against the Roosevelt defense?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at like our semifinal game last year, we really had to throw the ball. We really felt like we couldn't get, a lot done interior. That was huge mismatches with the Kuslers, the Dannenbring, their defensive ends are all outstanding, and that's true again this year. The question is, can we go out and throw for, 300 yards and run well enough, to keep the chains moving? I mean, we're going to have to be on schedule, positive yards on first and second down, so they were manageable on third down, so they can't just sit on it. But they know we're going to throw. We know they're going to throw. It's going to be a matter of which team can complete those balls when we need to.
Thank you so much, Coach, for your time. Good luck tonight.
Hey, thanks, Brett. Appreciate it.
Thank you to Coach Poppinga for his time as always. Coach Poppinga is 3-1 in Dakota Bowl games, getting ready to take on Roosevelt for his 5th. Tonight's pregame coaches show for Sioux Falls O'Gorman has been brought to you by Canfield Business Interiors. Canfield Business Interiors provides healthier, safer, smarter design solutions for your workplace. For more information, you can find us online at canfieldco.com. Canfield, making space better. Coming up after the break, we'll find out what the Knights need to do to defeat Sioux Falls Roosevelt tonight in our Keys to Victory segment.
Need repairs on gas pumps, tanks, and air compressors? Sioux Equipment Company can help. They serve Sioux Falls and the surrounding areas. Sioux Equipment Company also offers services for lifts, signs, decals, and tank truck equipment. Sioux Equipment Company at 605-334-1653 is a supporter of O'Gorman Knights athletics and activities.
Canfield Business Interiors in Sioux Falls, South Dakota provides healthier, safer, smarter design solutions for your workplace. They make space better by creating inspirational experiences to improve your organizational performance. For more information, you can find us online at canfieldco.com. Canfield, making space better. Canfield Business Interiors supports the Sioux Falls Catholic school system and wishes all O'Gorman students and student athletes good luck this year.
And welcome back here to the MAC for Dakota Bowl 42. Now let's get the keys to victory tonight. What the Knights going to have to do to beat the Roosevelt Rough Riders. I'll start. Number one, win the turnover battle. After coughing up 4 times last week, but O'Gorman forced 6 Roosevelt turnovers in the 2 wins against the Riders last year. O'Gorman had 4 last week, but Roosevelt had 6 in the first 2 games of the season already this year. So that's one thing. They're going to go after it. So
yeah, absolutely. Another important key tonight is we have to tackle well. The tackling last week was a little bit questionable at times, letting Johnson get extra yards after the run. But tonight you need to make sure you're tackling their playmakers out in space. Feldkamp's going to be tough to bring down. Paulson's going to be tough. But as well as Taylor Ashley, just a dynamic quarterback back there, he's going to be really tough to take down.
Okay. To me, Teagan's going to have to be spot on tonight. Spread that ball around, protect that ball against Roosevelt. They got excellent corners and large and huge, and that's going to be tough. But he's going to have to read that coverage when he throws. Also tonight, you got to get to Ashley in the backfield. The pass rush has to help the secondary out tonight. If you give Ashley too much time to throw these fabulous receivers from Roosevelt, they're going to make our DBs pay if we're allowing them to just run all over the field. So the pass rush needs to get to Ashley tonight, make him feel uncomfortable, throw off his timing a little bit, and that's going to be very big tonight. You need a playmaker. You need the playmakers offensively to step up and make them plays. The boys are going to have to step up tonight. They, like we said last week, they have to step up tonight against a very tough number 1 Roosevelt. And then especially tonight, we need to win the special teams battle. O'Gorman has actually blocked punts in each of their first 2 games and recovered a couple onside kicks to start the playoff game last year against Roosevelt. So tonight's going to be huge on the special teams. If O'Gorman can sneak in a couple field goals or sneak in a couple of these special teams game changers, we've always said at O'Gorman, special teams can be the game-changing moments, the game-changing plays. And if you can block a punt tonight, that would be absolutely huge. Okay, let's pick a player or players. You go first. Well, tonight, I think offensively, I haven't picked him yet, but he's been picked a couple times, but I expect Sam Stuckel to have a big night tonight. It's going to be important because Roosevelt's got tremendous defensive backs, and I think that Tucker Large is going to be mainly focused on Sam Stuckel tonight, but I think that he's just going to have that this is his last Dakota Bowl, and this is just an important game for him. It's just going to be really, really important to see how Sam Stuckel plays tonight, and he's going to be my pick to click on offense. And then defensively, without Michael Shea tonight, Nate Ratzloff is inserted into the linebackers group, but I think that Jacob Schwab is just going to absorb some of those extra tackles. I expect Jacob Schwab to be flying all over the field defensively tonight, making up for a big loss in Michael Shea. So Jacob Schwab will be my defensive player tonight. I'm going to pick one player. I'm not going to jinx him, but I'm going to go with the senior number 17, Sam Riddle. He's got it. Zach Riddle. Zach. There we go. Sam. Zach, I'm going to go with him tonight. He's going to step up. To me, he's got to make some plays tonight. He's an excellent ball player, and he's going to step it up, and that's my player tonight to watch. Some other players for Roosevelt to watch.
Michael Paulson is a player to watch tonight for Roosevelt. He had over 1,000 yards and 11 touchdowns last year. He caught 2 TDs against O'Gorman in that playoff game. Especially another player to watch, Tyler Feldkamp, who had 12 catches for 226 yards and 3 TDs on offense and 2 interceptions on defense just this season so far. Brandon Danabring, a great linebacker for Roosevelt. He led the defense with 16 tackles and is the second leading tackler last season. And finally, Tucker Large, who had 2 interceptions already this season, and he was a starter last year. 2 interceptions against Brandon Valley in that first game of the season. So Tucker Large, another defensive player to look out for tonight.
Okay, tonight's Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights game day show has been brought to you by First Member Bank and Premier Bank Card. Premier is a proud sponsor of high school athletics and your O'Gorman Knights. First Premier Bank Card, investing in their communities. Stay tuned. We'll be back after the break as we continue with Dakota Bowl 42 pregame show on Real Presence Radio.
At First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card, we believe the greatest investment we can make is in our customers and communities. Thanks to our industry-leading service, products, and tools, we're helping our customers reach their financial goals and achieve success. Through the generosity of our employees and leadership, we're able to support nearly 700 South Dakota organizations and nonprofits with our time, money, and resources. At Premier, we're always seeking ways to make an impact for good by investing in what matters most to you. It's the Premier way.
Real Presence Radio is now on Amazon devices. To listen to your station, just ask Alexa to enable the Real Presence Radio skill and use a phrase like,
Alexa, tell Real Presence Radio to play Sioux Falls.
Or,
Alexa, ask Real Presence Radio to play FM 94.5.
You can also visit the Alexa Skills Marketplace and search for Real Presence Radio to enable it. Listen to RPR anytime, anywhere, now on your Amazon devices.
Radio Network. O'Gorman Knights Football is on the air. Brought to you by
Catholic Family Services, Catholic Community Foundation for Eastern South Dakota, Jardine Construction, Barnett Vision Clinic, Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools, McGuire Iron, Sioux Equipment Company, Ferendorf Family Chiropractic and Wellness, Mark Promis with Providence Financial, First Premier Bank Card, Canfield Business Interiors, the BB Agency, Knights of Columbus Insurance, Closets and More, JMJ Caseworks, Barnett Lewis Funeral Home, and state champion presenting sponsors for the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools are Avera, Billion Automotive, Coca-Cola, Vegan Construction, First Premier Bank Card, Guaranteed Roofing, and McGuire Iron and McGuire Tank.
Kickoff to tonight's game is just moments away. With all the exciting action of O'Gorman Knights football, let's go to the field.
Welcome back. We are at O'Gorman High School, where the 42nd annual Dakota Bowl is 30 minutes away from kickoff. It's Isaac Struck here, and I'm joined by Dan Johnson in one of the fantastic, most exciting sports games in high school sports of the entire calendar year in South Dakota. This one will be fantastic.
Well, this was the first bowl game in the state of South Dakota for high school sports. So, I mean, everybody's kind of like, you want to say, took our, idea and ran with it. I mean, which is great, which is wonderful. But we are the premier. O'Gorman Dakota Bowl is a premier, and they just put out the target on the midfield on the 50-yard line for the skydivers.
So we'll have skydivers dropping onto the field. Once again, this is the first ever Dakota Bowl taking place at O'Gorman High School on McEnany Field. Usually the venue is Howard Wood, but this year, due to some restrictions, etc., we're not going to get into too much detail. We get to host it on our own turf tonight at at O'Gorman High School. So it's going to be a real fun venue. This is a first for everything. And it's just going to be bringing a whole new dynamic to the Dakota Bowl. Limited attendance, but there's still quite a good crowd all around for both teams. It should be a fun, exciting night. It's number 1 ranked Roosevelt, number 4 ranked O'Gorman. It's just going to be fantastic. So right now on the field, we're actually going with a raffle drawing. There's going to be a series of things happening on the field right now, and tonight's drawing is for $5,000 cash prize. The grand prize winner will win $5,000 cash tonight, and our second place winner will receive a $500 gift card to the Diamond Room, along with a $500 gift card to Shields. So now they are announcing the winner right now. We'll announce it on the air.
If I win, I'm out of here, guys.
Congratulations, Cindy. You are officially $5,000.
Oh, I didn't win.
Cindy something. Cindy Lou Who, I believe, from The Grinch.
So the chair of the 42 Dakota Bowl committee, the co-chairs are Troy Holt and Lucas Fegan out there drawing that. So, and if you're driving to the game now and you're coming down 41st or coming up down Kiwanis and you see the skydivers, you're not seeing things. They're coming down.
It's pretty calm night here at the MAC. The raffle winner was Sydney Scheidt, the $5,000 prize. Sydney Scheidt, congratulations. You just added some nice moolah to the piggy bank. But yeah, absolutely. Tonight's going to be, it's a calm night. Had a lot of rain earlier. Hopefully weather stays out of the forecast for the evening. But I like the way that there's some clouds over the sky, not too much of a sun factor tonight. And it's just a peaceful day. We've got the band over in the end zone warming up, doing their thing. We've got more festivities on the field. There's going to be a fireworks show at halftime. That's always exciting. As a little kid, this is the best day of the year usually as an O'Gorman night running around. Usually they'll have the tunnel for the players. Not sure if they're doing that this year. But this is just the granddaddy of them all right here.
Isaac, what was your first Dakota memory? Were you like 6, 7? Do you remember how young you were? Or your first recollection of the Dakota Bowl?
Okay, so
as a kid running around.
As a kid running around. So my dad actually used to coach football at Lincoln High School.
Ooh.
So my first ever memory of the Dakota Bowl was actually when Lincoln was playing O'Gorman in the Dakota Bowl, and I was on the Lincoln sideline, on the sideline being a little ball boy for the Lincoln Patriots. But then I obviously made the switch, put on the blue I think it was the next year I was wearing the blue. But as a little kid, I remember coming out to the Dakota Bowls, spray painting your hair blue and yellow and white. I was wearing goofy outfits. I had players signing my jersey, and the Dakota Bowl camp was always a highlight every year. You look up to those guys like they are superheroes, and that's what they are tonight. They're going to have a lot of young eyes on them and a lot of people watching them. It's just such a fun experience on the field and off the field.
Well, I'm sure these young, like you had these young men are like they're in their fifth grade and they're like going, I get to play here in about 5-6 years. I'm going to be up here. I'm going to be in high school. I'm going to be at O'Gorman. If they're from St. Lambert's, Christ the King, Holy Spirit, St. Catherine Drexel, St. Michael, I'm going to be at O'Gorman.
So right now we are having the Coca-Cola target jump. Okay, so that is our Coca-Cola target on the 50-yard line right now is where our skydivers are dropping out of the sky and going to try and land on the target.
Skydivers today are Randy Scott, Jan Fodness, and Dave.
Randy Scott.
Randy Scott is one of our first skydivers coming down, I believe.
They've thrown out
I think Jan Fodness was another one.
We've got ceiling and about
What's your odds? You think he'll hit it?
Well, I've seen him land on it a couple.
Or we end up over at Speedway.
He might land on Fuddruckers and enjoy a nice dinner on the rooftop.
Hey,
but I think we can see him coming down here. At least the fans can see him coming down. There's a lot of pointing. There's third, and now the fourth jumper is out of the plane.
I just saw the plane up there, so they're out.
They are out and getting ready to come down.
I would never do that.
No,
heights. I don't do heights well. I would never do
actually,
that. You could pay me to skydive.
I'm a big adrenaline rush guy. I do think that I would skydive given the opportunity.
If I'm hooked to somebody, tethered to somebody, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, oh yeah, if you're hooked to somebody, but I think I would even do it by myself. I enjoy stuff like that.
But there'd be a lottery who would lose a coin toss to take me. He'd have to be a little bit bigger than me because I'm going to carry him.
So a big announcement for this particular event happening on the field. When the skydivers hit the Coca-Cola target, they'll add an additional $5,000 to the proceeds for Dakota Bowl 42. So that's exciting stuff. So we'll be cheering them on to hit that target the best they can. That's $5,000 for the Bob Burns Dakota Bowl for every single time they hit that.
Here's the first one coming down now,
So,
right above us.
First one coming down. He's got a red flag, or a red parachute with a blue O'Gorman flag coming off the feet. He's coming out of the sky right now. He's gonna be near the goalpost, heading on in. It's Randy. He's gonna be a little bit short. Just a little bit short.
6 yards short.
Lands at the 45-yard line. Applause.
Look at that. Here comes the diver number 2 in, folks.
Coming number
hot.
2 here. He's coming in hot, building
Jan.
a lot of steam. He's got a blue and gray parachute coming in. He's going to be a lot of bit short.
He's
Lands
in the red
on
zone.
his bottom,
He's
right
in the red
near the
zone.
10-yard line.
He's
Just couldn't gather on his feet. Slides in safely to the 10-yard line.
And the 4th jumper has the American flag.
Two more are in the air. We've got one jumper with a couple of flags taped on the back, and the final one flying the American flag behind him. No teams on the field yet, obviously. That's because of the skydiving happening right now.
Joe, Dave.
There he comes.
Joe and Dave are coming down. They need to hit the target in order to give O'Gorman some nice earned cash here for having these guys hop right out onto the 50-yard line.
Here he comes down. He's going to be a little bit.
He's got a blue, a white, a blue, and a white flag hanging off the bottom. He's got 4 of them. He's kind of
He's staying
jockeying for position. He's going back and forth, back and forth. He's coming right near the target. Coming in a little hot. He's coming in a little hot. He's got to fly. Ooh, he's dragging it out down at the 30-yard line.
Oh, he's short.
That's just not going to do it.
Oh, here comes American flag.
Here comes American flag. He's coming in hot. He's at the 10, to the 20, down all near the 30-yard line. He's coming to the 40. He's going to be off the target, landing at the 30-yard line, hard on the bottom.
He's safe. He's
the American flag picked up immediately by the members, and that was our skydivers. So all 4 of them have come down out of the sky now, unless there's a 5th one that has ended up over by the fairgrounds. But we should be good. We should be good with all 4 skydivers that came down. No one actually hit the target, so bummer on that part. But it was a fun activity, especially here at the MAC.
And here's Sean McGraw from Coca-Cola with their Dakota Bowl chairs, Troy Holt and Lucas Fegan out there on the 50.
We're taking a recognition now for our watch party viewers tonight. We've got some watch parties going on at Shenanigans Bar and Grill, McNally's Irish Pub, Blue Rock Bar and Grill, and The Rush are where our watch party hosts for tonight's Bob Burns Dakota Bowl. They're streaming today's game and offering specials throughout the game, which is a percentage of sales will be donated back to the Dakota Bowl. So thank you to you who are supporting us tonight, and for those that are out watching the game, hopefully you enjoy it. It's good. It's a good quality football game, but more fun.
To Dakota Bowl. So
and I got to give a shout out to Brady Beck. I know his class 2019, they're getting together. Brady is a sophomore up at South Dakota State.
You hear that one, Brett? South Dakota State.
And, who won the football game last year?
First time in what, 17 years, I think?
But
it's all right.
Shout out to Brady and the boys in class of 19. I know they're all getting together. So
Canyon Bauer too.
Yeah, Canyon. Which number did he wear?
He wore number 12.
There you go. Okay.
That was a trivia question from the other day.
So
a lot of famous 12s: Chad McConnell and Dusty Coleman.
And then
Canyon and Boston Bauer.
And Scott Jones.
Scott, that
takes you back a ways.
Wow.
I believe now we are getting into our fans in the stands segment. So they're picking out 5 fans for tonight's game that will participate in 5 trivia questions. The fans in the stands is sponsored by Mount Marty University. Let's see if these knights can answer a few of the trivia questions. The first trivia question is, what is a knight? They're given 4 possibilities. Is it a make-believe character from historical books, a person granted an honorary title for service to the monarch, church, or country? Is it C, the relative of the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz, or D, the medieval robot?
Oh, Brett, what do you think?
Take a guess, Brett.
Take a guess, Brett. You're from Nebraska. Come on.
I'm from Nebraska. I'll take a guess and say B.
Oh. Ding, 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 ding.
They're reading off the question right now on the field. We'll just...
B, a person granted an honorary title for service to the monarch.
I don't know if you can hear
I
Mallory.
think each person on the field is going to get one question.
Right. And they can only, our streamers can only hear us right now. So if you want to go to the next question or have Dan ask a random question on his own.
She picked B, and B is the correct answer. So fantastic. A person granted an honorary title for service to the monarch, church, or country. Now on to number 2. When did knights originate, Dan?
Yeah, Dan.
Well, let's go. Number A, Jurassic period. B, the 18th century.
Ooh.
C, where I grew up, the Stone Age. And D, the Middle Ages.
All good answers here. Oh, man.
So,
this
Brett,
is
what's
tough.
your answer?
I don't think I can pick the Stone Age, Dan. I'll do D.
The Middle Ages. The Knights. When did
Middle
the Knights
Ages was
originate?
the correct answer.
Middle Ages. Ding, ding,
So
ding, ding.
we'll go on to question number 3 here. The Knights participated in which of the following martial sports during tournament competitions in the Middle Ages? Was it A, sporting clay shoots, B, tug of war, C, jousting, or D, karate? I guarantee you it was not karate.
Now,
I don't think it was tug of war either.
I just did sporting clays. I did the Bishop O'Gorman sporting clay on Tuesday, and I was out there. So, no, I'm not going to go with sporting.
It's got to be C. It's got to be jousting.
I think
That
that's
is
the only
correct
yeah.
answer. Now question number 4. When someone is knighted into knighthood, the following title is added before their name. Is it A, Sir, B, Your Honor, C, Your Majesty, or D, Mister?
Well, being a member of the Knights of Columbus, this is an easy one.
Take it away.
And being knighted, and I've actually been knighted as a 4th degree. Sir, the answer is A, Sir.
And our final question: which Beatles members have been knighted by the Queen of England? Was it A, Paul McCartney and George Harrison, B, John Lennon and Paul McCartney, C, Ringo Starr and George Harrison, or D, Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr?
Before we give that, if you're listening on YouTube, type in your answer quick. I want to see if anybody gets it quick. Now, Brett, you remember who the Beatles are? I know before your day.
Well, it's been my dad's day, though.
Oh, your dad's day.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see if anybody type in the answer quick what they think. Is it Paul or George? Is it John or Paul? Or is it Ringo and George? Or is it Paul and Ringo?
I'll say Paul and Ringo. Right.
Oh, Brett, maybe we're just reading off a sheet that has the highlighted answers. I'm not sure about that or not.
So I got a question for you two. See if you guys remember this. So this is Real Presence Radio, our 7th year covering Sioux Falls O'Gorman football. Our first Dakota Bowl covering the Knights was in 2014. Who did the Knights play in that Dakota Bowl in 2014, 7 years ago? Was it Lincoln, Washington, Roosevelt, or Brandon Valley?
Had to have been Lincoln, because 2015 was Roosevelt, and that was Luke Fritch's senior year.
Senior year was 15.
Senior year. That was the year that they made the title game. It was 2016.
Yes.
The year before.
I'm going to go Brandon Valley.
You're right, Isaac.
It was Lincoln. It was Lincoln.
Yeah.
I think that was the year Lincoln beat Oklahoma.
Lincoln beat us
year.
pretty good. Lincoln won the state title that year.
Yes, that was when that was their second in a row.
Yes. They had Nickel Myers, Isaiah Roach was their quarterback. They had Braxton Large as their
Bishop
running
DeGrood
back.
is throwing out some T-shirts.
Oh,
he's
got an arm on him, folks.
Wow. Put him behind center tonight. We might have a victory in hand.
Here's another one. So what 4 current Sioux Falls or Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools employees were a part of the first Dakota Bowl? Can you name 2 of the 4?
Well, okay.
There could be more than 4. I just know there's 4 for sure.
Christ the Corporal, let's go Keeter. I mean, that's for sure.
one answer.
Mr. Gordon at the high school, was he involved?
You're correct, Isaac.
Okay, Mr. Gordon.
Can you guys get the other 2?
Geez.
That were involved in the first Dakota Bowl, I believe, in 1978. So before me and Isaac were born.
Now, what about is it a teacher at the school? Is it?
Yes. Teacher at the school.
I'm going to say Leo Lorraine.
He was there.
It could be there.
He was
Rick
there.
Lynch.
He's also a coach.
Rick Lynch.
Okay,
yep. Perfect. Rick Lynch. Shout out to Rick Lynch.
And the other one is helping us out with the broadcast tonight.
Whoa.
In the IT department.
Oh,
come on.
Ken.
Joe.
Oh, Hurley.
Joe Hurley. So Joe Hurley was in the band.
Oh, okay.
He was a junior in high school.
Golly,
and
you
Rick
guys
Litch
are
also
old.
was on the football team, and him and Rick are in the same high school class.
Huh.
Joe and Rick are.
Is Joe
so.
that old?
Wow.
Wow, I thought he was older.
Sorry, Joe.
Oh.
I didn't mean to burn my Dan there. So those two of my. Dan, do you have any trivia you were going to provide?
Well, let's see here. Let's. Okay.
I'll settle into my chair for this one. I think these are going to be a little bit tough.
All-time leading scorer for the Knights. He broke. This is a two-part question.
Okay.
Okay. Who was all-time leading scorer, which he broke somebody else's record last year? So
are we talking like any just points in general? If he was a quarterback, passing touchdowns. All right. This is going to be. I don't know a lot of history way back, but I think this is a pretty easy one for me. It has to be Luke Fritsch. It has to be.
No, Tyler Schulte. Now, but the young man that broke it last year, all-time leading scorer, no other than Tate Wisher.
Okay, so I thought it was a little bit newer.
Yeah.
Now it surprises me that it wasn't Luke because Luke was Mr. Do-It-All a couple years ago, 3-year starter. Tate Wishart.
Who did?
Shout out to Tate Wishart.
And you guys probably know this one. Who did O'Gorman play in the very first Bob Burns Dakota Bowl?
Oh, from Fargo, Stanley.
Shanley. Fargo Shanley. That's actually fun fact for anybody listening right now. As Roosevelt takes the field at the 42nd annual Dakota Bowl, the Fargo Shanley team is where during the summer every year O'Gorman takes a team camp, a trip up to Fargo, stays overnight, and has a camp at Fargo Shanley.
Please help us welcome.
And let's see.
As we recognize
who has a career touchdown record for 31 passes.
Integral part in the building of excellence campaign.
What players?
Well, Dusty Coleman for sure is one.
Okay.
Well, now this is in a career. I'm going to say
career.
I'm going to say Norton tied him last year. Tied him. I know the record's 31. It was something that I was quite familiar with. But I'm going to say it's Norton and it's Norton and Coleman.
Norton and Coleman had a career touchdown pass record of 31. Now, who threw 28 touchdown passes in his senior year? And that is a season record. Anybody?
I don't know.
Well, folks, the gentleman that threw 28 touchdown passes in his senior year is no other than my partner in crime tonight, Mr. Struck.
Geez, I'm blushing.
So I had to get, that's some fun facts with the O'Gorman football.
So a quick other thing happening on the field right now, speaking of big fans of the Knights, the Bob Burns Dakota Bowl Committee continues an annual tradition in memory of Woody Dre, a longtime supporter of O'Gorman athletics. Each year our committee chooses someone who has had a great impact on the Bishop O'Gorman community, someone who his support is undeniable, and this year's award winner is a 1980 graduate of O'Gorman who played in the very first Dakota Bowl and is also in the Cathedral/O'Gorman Hall of Fame in excellence in athletics. He attended the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic School throughout his years of childhood and remained an avid supporter over the school all of these years. He and his wife are foundation members and has been an active Dakota Bowl committee member for the decades. The Woody Dre Award winner this year is Bill Townsend.
He was newly ordained.
Now we're going to present the game ball. So presenting the game ball tonight is a Catholic school graduate from the state of Minnesota. He was newly ordained a bishop on February 13th of this year after appointed by the Diocese of Sioux Falls by Pope Francis. Before being ordained a bishop, he was a pastor of St. John the Baptist in Savage, Minnesota. Tonight, game ball presenter is our own bishop here, the Diocese of Sioux Falls, Bishop Donald DeGroot, and he throws a bomb.
He throws a dart across the 50-yard line. Didn't even walk it out there. He drops back and delivers an absolute dart to the 50-yard line. Nice arm there.
Isaac, were you working with him before the game?
You give him some
I was down
pointers?
on the field. Yeah, I was down on the field working with him. We were stretching a little bit before. So yeah, good, nice toss there by Mr. Bishop. So now the teams have already joined the field. We will get ready now for the national anthem. Both teams on their respected sidelines. So the national anthem
by the O'Gorman Pep Band.
fantastic performance there by the O'Gorman Knights band. Wow, a nice flyover for the anthem. I thought it was crazy looking at the numbers of Roosevelt to O'Gorman players. Roosevelt spanned from the 5-yard line on one side to the 15-yard line on the other. O'Gorman only taking up from the 50 to the 20 on one of the sides. So many more riders out here tonight than the Knights. So welcome back to O'Gorman High School at the MAC here if you're just joining us for the 42nd annual Bob Burns Dakota Bowl between the Sioux Falls Roosevelt Rough Riders and the Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights. This is the 40th meeting between these two teams, and O'Gorman leads the overall series 28-11. Roosevelt is 7-4 in their last 11 meetings despite O'Gorman winning the last 3 meetings. O'Gorman is 3-1 in playoffs versus Roosevelt since 2010. Last time these two teams met was the semifinal game last year on November 8th at Howard Wood, which the Knights actually won that game 24-21 to head off to to Brookings for the state championship game against Brandon Valley. Tegan Schlimgen threw for a career-high 249 yards in that game. O'Gorman scored the final 10 points, which included a Tate Wishart game-winning touchdown run with 1:11 left in the game. O'Gorman's defense had 2 interceptions that game. O'Gorman also beat Roosevelt last season on September 14th at Howard Wood for the President's Bowl, 27-20. O'Gorman's defense had 5 sacks in that game and forced 4 turnovers as well. Roosevelt's last state title was in 2011. Jason Poppinga is 3-2 all-time versus Roosevelt, and Kim Nelson is 9-5 versus O'Gorman all-time at Roosevelt, and 1-3 in playoff games. However, Coach Nelson is 3-0 in Dakota Bowls. We will get ready to get the starting lineup shortly, but first we will start off with a prayer by one of our priests, Father Andy Thuringer, chaplain of O'Gorman High School. We'll get ready to lead us in prayer. Father, take it away.
Hello, I'm Father Andy Thuringer, chaplain at Bishop O'Gorman High School. Let's begin in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the gift of life and the gift of this day. We praise you for the gifts and talents of all our student athletes. May their efforts praise and glorify you, and may they strive to live every day as saints, to run the race of life well, that they may win the imperishable crown of glory in heaven. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
185-pound senior, number 1, Tyler Phillips. And that was Father Andy Thuringer. We thank him for your prayers, and we look forward to hearing prayers from different priests across the Diocese of Sioux Falls.
So that'll do it for our pregame show. Now we'll take it away with the starting lineups from both teams. I'll let Dan, you take it away with the starting offense for the O'Gorman Knights.
Starting at center, 63, John Maris. Number 71, senior, Devin Brenner. 74, junior, Will Peterson. Left tackle, 77, senior, Matt Winterton. The right tackle, 55, senior, cousin Eddie Myler. And our wide receivers are number 6, senior, Bo Beavers. Number 1, Harry Huners. And number 2, Sam Stuckel, and number 17, Zach Riddle. And our running back is senior Tanner Pardon, and our quarterback is senior Tegan Schlimgen for the Knights.
So starting tonight for Roosevelt on offense, they'll start with center Nick Bunkers. He is number 56. Left guard Dylan Prisbilla, number 78. Right guard Nick Pruitt, who is number 65. Left tackle Joe Cotton, and right tackle Sam Coles, number 66 and 67. And then back at quarterback for Roosevelt is Talon Ashley. He is number 7. Their running back, number 9, Joe Teray. And then 4 receivers tonight. Number 1, Tyler Feldkamp. Number 2, Michael Paulson. Number 17, Presley Johnson. And number 88, Griffin Wilde. On defensively for the Riders, starting at D-end is Oliver Starr. At nose tackle, Lane Ferguson. At defensive end, Cam Jones. And then our 4 linebackers are Brandon Dannenbring, Caden Frick, Matt Goring, and Tyree Nave. At safety, Bennett Yellowbird and Tyler Feldkamp, and the 2 corners are Tucker Large and Joey Hughes. Now defensively for the Knights.
Number 66, Matt Peters. Number 58, Chase Harris. Number 4, Dave Alpers. Number 44, Nate Ratloff. Number 33, Anders Matichek. Number 24, Carter Peterson. Number 25, Jacob Schwab. Number 2, Sam Stuckel. Number 26, Emmanuel Struck. Number 15, Andrew Nelson. And rounding out, number 34, the junior, Carson Langston. Our kicker tonight is Andrew Nelson. And our punter is Emmanuel Struck.
Don't go anywhere, folks. Kickoff is coming right up after the short commercial break. You're listening to Real Presence Radio Network.
When you look to the future, is the road there inevitable? It's not. That's why O'Gorman education matters. It's where you'll grow in your faith, be challenged, celebrate, and become part of a community. These are the moments that will shape your life. This is where your path will unfold. What are you waiting for? You belong in blue.
Pre-planning a funeral is a wonderful gift for families. I'm David Lewis of Barnett Lewis Funeral Home, a family-owned and operated service to the community. Our goal is to make arrangements with families comfortable when they decide what their wishes are for funeral services. I will listen to all needs and offer choices for funeral arrangements and make sure all questions are answered. Barnett Lewis Funeral Home can be contacted at 336-0707 or by going to barnettlewis.com.
Welcome back to O'Gorman High School, where the Knights are getting ready to kick off Dakota Bowl 42 against the Sioux Falls Roosevelt Rough Riders. Today is the first ever game for the Dakota Bowl at home here at the MAC on O'Gorman's campus. Tonight you can follow along and listen on 94.5 Sioux Falls, 91.3 FM Hartford, or online at yourcatholicradiostation.com, and on YouTube at Real Presence Radio Sioux Falls, where you can listen and watch the video stream for tonight's game.
And look at it, the sun just came out now. We're going to have a beautiful evening here. It's what, 64, 65 degrees out, light breeze, clouds are dissipating. It's going to be a fabulous night for football.
Absolutely. Roosevelt won the toss and elected to receive, so Roosevelt will start with the football tonight. 7 o'clock kickoff. Our 6:59 currently. The temperature in Sioux Falls right now is 64 degrees. A beautiful evening. Some scattered clouds across the sky. It was cloudy and rainy all day. The sky has opened up for a beautiful, beautiful evening for some football and an absolutely exciting game.
The heavens have opened.
The heavens have opened up, and we are getting ready for the Knights to take the field and get ready to kick off.
I got to give a shout out to my senior Barnett, and I know he would be here, but with everything going on, he's I'm sure listening and watching the game. So shout out to Monsignor Steve Barnett, great priest, retired priest here in the diocese, and O'Gorman grad. So saw him tonight at St. Mary's in Mass.
Oh, fantastic!
Number 15, Andrew Nelson.
And the bishop is down on the field. He was asking, I can't cross the white line or the black line. He's making sure he's following the rules down there. So
what a fantastic man there.
Yes.
So Roosevelt will be receiving on the west end of the field, the west end zone, going now to the east. Andrew Nelson gets ready to kick it. He'll send a pooch kick into the air, which will be bobbled. The ball on the ground. The ball is bouncing around it. O'Gorman signals that they have it. We will wait for the official. And it is O'Gorman football. So a wild turn of events. O'Gorman recovers the pooch kick off the hands of Roosevelt, and they'll set up for a 1st and 10 with the ball on the 39-yard line.
Way to start the game.
Kind of like last year, O'Gorman recovered an onside attempt against Roosevelt in the playoff game. They recovered the opening kickoff of Dakota Bowl 42.
But here's got two guys going for the ball. I mean, somebody needs to call that catch. So that's mental mistake.
Yep, two men collided there from Roosevelt. So O'Gorman will come out of the gun, two receivers balanced on each side, Payton offset to the right. The give to Payton, however, Schlimgin will keep it up the middle, is wrapped up immediately. That was number 6, Caden Frick, the linebacker. He is the 5'10 senior for Roosevelt on the stop there. It's going to be a loss of about 3 yards, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
He got in there quick. He got through that line fast, so the boys are going to have to maintain because Roosevelt's solid. They're huge. What are they average? 220 in that front?
I would say so. I mean, they are some big boys. Schlimgin will come out of the gun. He's got two receivers on each side, offset behind each other. Payton off the right. Some pressure from the right side. Schlimgin will throw a ball outside to Bo Beavers, who makes a quick cut, breaks a tackle, and picks up the 1st down near the 20-yard line. The senior Bo Beavers with the first reception of the ball game and an O'Gorman Knights 1st down. Nice out route there by Beavers to create some separation. Stuckel stayed calm in the pocket, dropped back and delivered a strike to Bo Beavers on the sideline, who then made a man miss and fell for a first down. 1st and 10 for the Knights. Ball on the Rough Riders 21-yard line. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Schlimgen out of the shotgun with Payton offset to his left. He'll take the snap, throw a quick screen over to the left side to Stuckel, who makes a man miss and then is immediately wrapped up in the backfield by Tucker Large. So an excellent corner out there for Roosevelt. Tucker Large makes his first tackle of the game on the outside for a gain of about 1 to 2 yards.
Teagan's not hanging on the ball too much. He's getting it, and he's getting quick release.
That's exactly what you would like to see from these guys tonight. Teagan getting rid of that ball quick and on time. That'll be a huge driving factor in tonight's game.
He needs to get rid of it quick.
Schlimgen will come back out of the gun. It's 2nd and 7. He's got 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Takes a high snap, looks to the left, throws an out route, fade ball to the left side that sends way out of bounds and incomplete. It was intended for number 1, Harry Huniers, the senior for O'Gorman. It'll bring up 3rd down and 7. O'Gorman sporting the all blue with the white helmets, and Roosevelt in the all white with the red helmets. One of my favorite color combinations, this pretty all blue with the white helmet for our Dakota Bowl number 42.
You can actually read the numbers on these.
The white jerseys have some tough, difficult numbers to read, but that could just be your old eyes there, Dan Johnson.
It is.
Schlimgen will come back out of the gun, 2 receivers on each side. Payton offset to the right. Roosevelt showing like they might blitz. They'll back off in coverage. Hand the ball off to Payton, who drops the football in a little bit of a read option play. It was immediately recovered, however, by Payton, and that'll bring up 4th down. The Knights will get ready to send on Andrew Nelson and the kicking team to hopefully pick up 3 points. A short drive for the Knights, 1 first down, and then a fumble there recovered by Payton.
Andrew Nelson
will send out Andrew Nelson for the field goal attempt.
We're lucky to get that one back.
Struck will be on the hold for the Knights. Nelson, the left-footed kicker, kicking from the left hash. He'll go from the left to the right. The ball is snapped. A good hold. The kick is up. And it is no good. That kick sails way to the right and no good. And O'Gorman will not get any points out of the drive. And Roosevelt will now send out their offense. Roosevelt's offense is highlighted by sophomore quarterback Talon Ashley, as well as a trio of fantastic receivers in Feldkamp, Johnson, and Paulson. And running back Joe Teray in the backfield.
9:49 to go in the first quarter here. We'll just started. O'Gorman with the kickoff. And Roosevelt fumbled. You're listening to Real Presence Radio, 94.5 FM, 91.3 FM, Hartford.
Ashley will come out of the gun, 3 receivers to his left. He looks right, fires a ball over to Paulson on the outside, who then breaks a tackle from Stuckel. Stuckel then rounds about to his knees. It brings him down, but not after Paulson picks up a first down. So one of the game changers for Roosevelt has a reception early on for a first down, and Roosevelt moves the chains. They'll come up with some tempo here. Roosevelt likes to do that. 3 receivers again to the left. They'll hand off to Teray up the middle, who bounces around a couple tacklers, is tackled immediately by Ratzloff, who is in to replace Michael Shea tonight. He gets his first tackle of the game.
And Roosevelt, no huddle. Quick offense.
Roosevelt has a scripted set of plays here, I assume, as they come back out. Same formation as the last play. Ashley fakes the give. Now we'll throw a pop route over the middle to Feldkamp, who one-hands that ball and catches it, and he'll get another Roosevelt first down. The ball will wind up near the 45-yard line. However, there is a flag on the play. It looks like it's going to come back, possibly a holding on Roosevelt. The Rough Riders are marching backwards. The refs confer at the 45-yard line, and we will await the call.
Ineligible receiver downfield, number 78.
An ineligible receiver downfield. That was charged to Prisbilla, the left guard there, who was too far down the field.
Took off. He should have stayed home.
Dylan is the 6'2", 275-pound junior. 36. So Roosevelt will now have second down and about 7 from their own 36-yard line. Ashley back out of the gun. Teray offset to his right. Ashley looks to throw over to the left side. That ball is caught by Feldkamp and tackled by number 17, Zach Riedel. Feldkamp picks up about 6 yards on the play, and it will result in 3rd and 1. Roosevelt back on the line again. They've kept the same formation for every play. Paulson, the single receiver, out on the right side. 3 receivers in a bunch to the left, and Teray offset to the right. Ashley gets ready to take the snap on 3rd and 1. He doesn't have anything. He'll tuck and run up the middle. Ashley will pick up the first down on the ground. He'll have it out to the 48-yard line. And a first down for Roosevelt will keep the chains moving, give him a fresh set of downs, and Roosevelt recovers from the illegal receiver downfield penalty, and now will hustle back up to the line of scrimmage once again.
Ashley, he's quick.
Ashley, a fantastic quarterback. Lots of people have been comparing him to the likes of Taryn Christian back in the day on Roosevelt. Just an absolute dual threat quarterback, can do it all. Ashley will take up the middle, run into near the 30-yard line where he's hit by Andrew Nelson, avoids a couple tackles, scrambles right up the middle of the field, and picks up another first down. So Roosevelt moving the ball effectively now in Knights territory at the 31-yard line.
He saw that gap, and he took off like a jackrabbit right down the middle. Now watch, he'll go to Paulson here.
Ashley will come out of the gun. 3 receivers in a bunch on the left. Paulson, single man on the right. Ashley will run with it again. He'll scramble to the outside where he runs through a tackle. The ball came out at the end of the play. No signal that he was down. However, it was recovered again by Roosevelt. So a fumble recovered by Ashley. He gets 5 yards on the play. Manny struck with the tackle for O'Gorman, assisted by Nate Ratzloff. That ball came out right at the end. It must have been recovered almost immediately. Knights were jumping around asking, looking at the ref for the fumble.
They're going left. They're going to Cotton side. He's 6'6", 297-pound junior for Roosevelt.
Ashley will throw a quick pass over to Paulson. Paulson in space, tries to make a man miss, is going to be immediately wrapped up by number 25, Jacob Schwab. However, it's not enough effort for the Knights there to stop Paulson from picking up a first down, so Roosevelt picks up another first down and continues to keep the drive moving.
Roosevelt continues to drive.
1st and 10 from the Knights 20. They've got 3 receivers to the right now, 1 to the left. They flipped the sides with the trio of receivers on the right. Teray offset to the right in the backfield. He'll swing out to the right side. Ashley moving his feet, throws a ball over the middle to Presley Johnson, who bounces off of a tackle and into the end zone. Roosevelt is on the board first. Ashley with the ball thrown over the middle to number 17, Presley Johnson, who finds his way into the end zone after a broken tackle. And that'll be the first strike of the ball game. Roosevelt on the board, 6-0, early on here in the first quarter.
And he was wide open coming across the middle.
Number 41, Anthony Erickson.
Anthony Erickson on the kick now for the Rough Riders. A snap, a hold, the kick is up, and it is good. Nearly blocked there by number 4, David Alpers. However, the kick is up and good. So with 7:53 left here in the first quarter, the Roosevelt Rough Riders pounce on the board first to take a 7-0 lead. You're listening to Real Presence Radio Network. Don't go anywhere.
Searching for more great Catholic content? Visit our website at yourcatholicradiostation.com. Find Catholic news you can trust, information about events coming up in your local area, and the latest on what's happening at the RPR network. And don't forget that you can listen to any of our stations around the clock from anywhere in the world. Need prayers for someone or something in your life? You can submit those through our online form for the entire family to pray for. Real Presence Radio, online at yourcatholicradiostation.com.
Your family is depending on you to provide financial security for them. The Knights of Columbus can help you with insurance solutions such as disability income, long-term care, both term and whole life, annuities, retirement, and estate planning services. Join the Knights of Columbus today at kofc.org/join us for access to all these insurance services. Call Jeff Gillen at 605-759-7204. That's 605-759-7204.
Welcome back to O'Gorman High School, where the Roosevelt Rough Riders lead by 7 here with 7:53 left in the 42nd annual Dakota Bowl, the first one ever at the MAC.
Impressive drive by the Rough Riders. They just took the ball downfield.
A very impressive drive indeed. Roosevelt picked up quite a few first downs there on that last drive. Riedel will take the kick deep. He'll run up the middle, bounce off a couple tacklers, find his way to the 23-yard line, And that is where the Knights will take over on possession. So O'Gorman recovered the first kickoff of the game. It was a kickoff, a little bit of a pooch kick. Two riders collided into each other. The ball wound up on the ground. O'Gorman picked it up. And then their drive kind of stalled near the 20-yard line. A field goal attempt was no good. And then Roosevelt marched right down the field on their first drive of the game. And a touchdown pass from Ashley to Presley Johnson is where our score is at here, 7-0.
And O'Gorman's going from our left to right.
Schlimgin will get ready to take the snap, fake the give to Stukel in the backfield. He will give to Stukel. The ball winds up on the ground. It's going to be recovered by O'Gorman, I believe. So a second fumble here early by the Knights offense. And that'll result in a big loss and bring up second down.
Second 20.
So some of the key mistakes that we have to avoid for this game showing a little bit here early.
Loss of 6, second down, 16.
A loss of, I believe it was a loss of about 6 yards is all they're giving him. It's got to be more than that. I can't quite see exactly down there, but Schlimgin will now come out of the gun. He fakes the give. He'll run up the middle where there's going to be nowhere to go, and he's stopped immediately near the 15-yard line.
On the tackle for the Rough Riders in the 6, Caden Frick.
So now it'll be third down and about 15.
It'll be 3rd and 14 for the Knights from their own 16.
They're calling the play in, taking a little bit of time here.
Tough start for the Knights offensively so far. A couple miscues have killed some drives. The Knights will come out of the gun. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Schlimgin will get ready to take the snap. He looks to his left, pressure immediately off the edge. He throws a ball over the middle to Sam Stukel. A little bit out of the outstretched arms of Stukel. The pass winds up incomplete. And now O'Gorman will get ready to punt. So a defensive stand there for the Riders. We'll send O'Gorman's punting unit onto the field. The punter, number 26, Manny Struck, gets the huddle together, counts out the number of Knights in the huddle, and will backpedal to near his own goal line.
Number 26,
his back heels right on the front of the goal line. The snap and the punt is up. A lot of pressure, a spiraling punt that's going to roll near the 50-yard line. It'll roll all the way down to the 47-yard line where it'll be killed. Tucker Large back deep elected not to pick up the ball and run with it. And that is where the Riders will take over on possession. The ball rolls to the 47-yard line.
Nice punt, though.
And Roosevelt will get ready to take over. Their second drive of the night, first one resulting in a Presley Johnson touchdown.
Concession stands are open both in the west end zone and also under the press box.
The Riders will come out of the gun. They hardly huddle whatsoever. They kind of are just ready on the ball in the formation and just go from there. A lot of tempo. It'll be interesting to see how the Knights can respond to that. Ashley looks to throw. He'll throw a ball over the top. It's going to be caught immediately. That's number 88, Griffin Wilde, and another Roosevelt touchdown. He beat Andrew Nelson on the post route over the middle. There was no safety help over the top, and it's 13-0 Riders.
Wilde is 6'2", sophomore. He was just coming across.
Wilde ran a fantastic post route off the outside edge, just came back over the top in the middle, and it results in another touchdown for the Riders. So 2 early touchdowns for Roosevelt. 6 minutes left on the clock here in the first quarter, and the Riders lead 13-0 here.
And they only had 10 on the field. They got to get their 11th man out here for the extra point.
Anthony Erickson on to attempt the extra point. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it is good. So Roosevelt leads now 14-0 here with 5:59 left in the first quarter of the 42nd annual Bob Burns Dakota Bowl here at O'Gorman High School. Stay tuned for more action. You're listening to Real Presence Radio Network.
At McGuire Iron, we protect and store quality water for people and communities across the country. We are family-owned and operated and have been building and maintaining America's water tower infrastructure for over 100 years. We pride ourselves on using faith principles in our business practices every day. This deep faith in the church is why we support the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic School System. From all of us at McGuire Iron and the Jones family, we wish all O'Gorman students and student athletes good luck this year.
Welcome back to O'Gorman High School, where the Roosevelt Rough Riders have pounced on to a 14-0 lead here in the early goings of the first quarter. A big response here for the Knights is what is needed. They trail by 2 touchdowns, a one-play drive there, one-play 53-yard touchdown pass from Ashley to Wilde.
And that was in about, 57 seconds on the clock for that? Not very long. Roosevelt is huge.
Roosevelt is definitely towering the Knights on the line of scrimmage. That is for sure. A big group of 5 up front for the Roosevelt Rough Riders. The kick is on its way. It's going to go deep to the left corner. Zach Riedel is back to receive. It's going to bounce into the end zone for a touchback, and the Knights will start with the ball.
First and 10 Knights from around 20.
On their own 20-yard line. So the Knights need a big response here in order to take back some control in the ball game. Roosevelt's defense has been good so far. Besides O'Gorman picking up a first down on the first drive, it's been stout defense for Roosevelt from then on. Manny Struck now into the game at receiver. He's on the far side of the field with Sam Stukel inside. Schlimgen gets ready to take the snap. Payton offset to his right. Schlimgen drops back to throw. He'll throw a ball over the middle. It's caught by Sam Stukel. A beautifully timed pass there by Schlimgen, complete to Sam Stukel, and it'll result in a first down. Those are those things that we were talking about earlier in the game, making sure Schlimgen was on time and delivering good footballs. Stukel was just coming out of his break. The ball was right on him. It was caught immediately and results in a first down. A very nice pitch and catch there from the Knights.
First and 10 Knights.
And it'll result in a first down. So the Knights will come out of the gun, 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. It's going to be Schlimgen out of the gun here, getting ready to take the snap. Struck on the lone side. Schlimgen fakes the give. He drops back to throw. He's got Stukel on a deep route over the top. Ball is batted away by Tyler Feldkamp.
Oh.
A deep shot over the middle. He had Stukel. However, the ball was batted away on a nice defensive play there by number 1 Tyler Feldkamp. Nearly had an explosive play on 1st and 10.
Looked like that ball just kind of like slowed way down, just kind of stopped right there.
It just kind of, it just seemed like it just
dropped.
The oomph at the end there had just tailed off towards the last.
Nice call, though. I like you got to go for it.
So 2nd and 10 here for the Knights. 2 receivers on each side, evenly balanced. A blitz off the edge will result in a quick throw over the middle to Riedel. Riedel catches, shakes off a defender, and will complete another first down for the Knights. A pickup of about 12 yards, tackled by number 10, Brandon Dannenbring.
But Roosevelt not playing so tight, are they? They're playing a little bit loose.
Playing a little bit off the ball here, giving a little bit of cushion to the Knights receivers, but they're showing some pressure off the edge early. I think that was Nave who came off the left edge, trying to create some pressure. So they're trying to get to Teagan before he can get these receivers can get downfield. They're trying to allow him these quick routes, maybe a little quicker slant routes, etc. And now there's going to be a lot of movement up front here on the first down play.
Penalty mark on the field.
It'd be offsides.
I think it's going to go on our left guard.
Carlson.
Ball start. Offense. Number 67. 5-yard penalty.
David Vasquez is going to pick up the false start.
Under 5 minutes ago, Roosevelt leads 14-0 here in the first quarter. Dakota Bowl 42, first time ever from the MAC.
Knights out of the gun, 1st and 15. Schlimgen has got 2 receivers to each side. Fakes a give, will throw a quick slant over the middle. Tipped off the fingertips of Konechki. Feldkamp came screaming over the middle and nearly picked off the football before it hit the turf. The ball falls calmly, bounces off the logo in the center of the football field, and it will bring up 2nd down.
I like about our receivers got some height to them. Konechki 6'2", Huner 6'3".
Absolutely. Those bounces are always a little bit tough. Just off the outstretched fingertips, a great effort, and then it nearly bounced away to Feldkamp. So 2 receivers to each side now. Schlimgen will get ready to take the snap. Jumping off sides is going to be Sam Stukel, who is going to get charged with the false start. And that'll back up the Knights another 5 yards. So coming into the game now for the Knights is Harry Huners. He'll replace Sam Stukel, who just committed the false start penalty. Stuckel, the 180-pound, 6'1" senior. One of the Knights' best receivers. A little bit of a mental mistake here early.
Down 20 for the Knights from their own 38.
Huners will now be the outside receiver. Struck comes into the inside, 2 receivers on each side. Schlimgen out of the gun. It's 2nd down and 20. Schlimgen takes the snap. He gets ready to throw. A quick ball over to Bo Beavers, out of the outstretched arms of Beavers, a little bit too high and incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd down and 20.
But defense is bringing the pressure now on the offensive line. They're struggling a little bit. Keegan's got to get rid of that ball fast.
So 3rd down and 20. A tough pickup here for the Knights, but not impossible. 2 receivers to each side. Roosevelt's now got 2 safeties over the top and Feldkamp over the middle. Schlimgen takes a tough snap. Will have to throw it away immediately. It was too high, bobbled off of his fingertips. He gathered it on the rollout to the right. No receivers in the area, did the right thing and threw it away. And the Knights will live to see another day and get ready to punt.
Oh, we were lucky there.
It'll be 4th down for the Knights.
4th down and 20 for the Knights.
Feldkamp's back at the 30 to receive the punt.
Feldkamp back deep, struck on to punt for the Knights. 14-0 here in the first quarter. The Roosevelt Rough Riders lead with 4:21 left on the clock. Beautiful night here at O'Gorman High School. High snap, Struck will gather it, boot a punt over to the left side of the field. It's going to roll out of bounds near the 32-yard line, I believe.
Punt goes out of bounds.
So a decent punt there for the Knights. And Roosevelt will take over with the football on their own 32-yard line.
Thanks to Bone and Associates, Cimarron Label.
A tough start for O'Gorman, allowing 2 touchdown passes early from Ashley. The 1-play touchdown to Wilde was a little bit of a backbreaker on just a simple post route over the top.
O'Gorman's chaplain here tonight, Father Andrew Thuringer on the sidelines with the Knights.
Roosevelt comes out of the gun, 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. It's Paulson alone on the right. Feldkamp will come in motion in the backfield. A lot of movement up front for both teams. I think it's going to go against Roosevelt, and they'll back it up 5 yards.
Dead ball. False start. Off it. 17 white.
False start goes to Presley Johnson for Roosevelt, and that'll back him up 5 yards. So Johnson got a little bit trigger happy and took off before the snap.
1st and 15 now for the Rough Riders from their own 32.
1st and 15 from the 27-yard line for Roosevelt. Knights showing a little bit of blitz, nearly jumped off sides there. I think that was Chase Harris, gained his composure again, and Roosevelt will get ready to take the snap. Throws it over to Feldkamp, who will run around, met in the backfield near the line of scrimmage. A fantastic tackle there by Zach Riedel. Fundamentally broke down, chopped the feet, and wrapped up the legs of Feldkamp, kept him from going anywhere. A gain of nothing will bring up 2nd down and 15.
That's when last week against Brandon they couldn't tackle very well. I'm sure they worked on some tackling drills this week to wrap them up. Get their legs, wrap them up. It's just what they did there.
Roosevelt will get ready to come out of the gun again. 3 receivers in a bunch on the right. Paulson all alone on the left. Stuckel is guarding him now in that corner for the Knights. They're going to throw a deep pass over the middle. Another broken coverage is going to result in a Feldkamp touchdown. Feldkamp to the 10-5 and into the end zone. A wide open receiver streaking down in the middle of the field, and the Riders are starting to run away with it early. It's 20-0 with 3:19 left here in the first quarter.
Nobody within 10 yards.
Riders doing a good job of jumping on the Knights early here at home.
41, Anthony Erickson, going to attempt the extra point from the Rough Riders.
Anthony Erickson on to attempt the extra point. Bad snap, ball's going to roll around. It's going to be picked up and tackled immediately.
Fumble on the play.
Tackled by number 22, Gabe Cheddar.
22, Gabe Cheddar.
So the Knights
No good.
now trail by 20.
To go in the first quarter. Rough Riders 20, O'Gorman Knights 0.
Feldkamp just slipped behind the defense there, almost as if they didn't see him. They came out in a bunch set. He was kind of ducked down, hiding behind the ball. So with 3:19 left here in the first quarter, the Riders lead 20-0. We'll get ready. Well, we're going to stay here now, actually, as the kickoff is getting ready. They send both teams out. Stuckel and Konechki back deep now for the Knights.
You can tell that Roosevelt's ranked number 1 in the state. They came out,
a confident group of young men over there.
And I love their offense with the no huddle. They know what they're doing. You saw a few mistakes, but that's football. But I tell you what, they execute well, and they're big boys. They're some corn-fed boys on that team.
Paxton Fleming will do the kicking here for the Riders. Fleming, the 5'11 senior. We'll kick it from the left hash. Ball placed at the 40-yard line. The kick on its way. It'll go to the left side of the field over near Konechki. Konechki will return the football up the middle. Konechki tries to avoid a couple tackles. Is going to be swarmed by a pile of Riders right around the 19-yard line, and O'Gorman will come out with the football. O'Gorman needs a response here on this drive. It's still the first quarter, which seems like it has been taking forever. 3:14 left in the first quarter. The Knights trail by 20 to 0. But a response here from the Knights would be critical.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Knights from their own 20.
Knights will come out of the gun. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. It's Huners all alone on the right side. Man coverage. Schlimgen takes the quick snap, throws a pop route over the middle to Stuckel, who's met immediately by a herd of Riders. Number 10, Brandon Dannenbring on the tackle there for the Riders was the first one to get him.
For the Rough Riders, number 4, Joey Hughes, and number
second and short,
Bo Giblin. Gain of 8, 2nd down and 2.
A gain of 8 yards for the Knights will bring up 2nd and 2. Beavers and Riedel will come to the right side. They're joined by Sam Stuckel. Harry Huners alone on the left side. He's got man coverage once again over there with Large. Schlimgen takes the snap. A quick throw to Riedel. However, it's swatted away by number 93, Trey Horner. The 6'5 senior got his big arms up there and batted that ball away at the line of scrimmage.
He's got a good reach on him.
3rd and 2 now. The Knights need to pick up a first down here to get some momentum back on their side. Schlimgen will get ready to come out of the gun. The Roosevelt front 7 is a large front 7. The Knights have been spreading out their receivers so far. Not a whole lot of action so far in the backfield. Schlimgen will throw over to Payton on his left, who will try to make a man miss. He's met immediately.
Schlimgen's pass is complete. Number 20, Tanner Payton.
He's going to be short.
By number 4, Joey Hughes. He's going to be short, and the Knights will send out the punting unit once again.
Maybe gained about 3 inches on that play.
3 and out for the Knights will result in their 3rd punt of the ball game.
And Tucker Large back to receive.
Number 26, Emmanuel Struck.
About the 38, 37-yard line.
Struck counting the players in the backfield, making sure they got 11. Now we'll get ready to punt. His heels on the 10-yard line of O'Gorman. Low snap, it's going to bounce. Struck picks it up, will boot a ball, spiraling left and right. It's going to get a nice roll, and it's going to roll all the way down to the 30-yard line and die right on the 30. So a good punt there for the Knights. Flips the field position, and the Riders will come out with it on their own 30-yard line.
Minute 40 to go in the first quarter. 20-0. Rough Riders on top. Dakota Bowl 42.
Good to see some alumni in the crowd tonight.
For their sponsorships.
A big crowd on hand for O'Gorman.
But what, half or better over there on the other side for Roosevelt?
Yeah, a good crowd for both sides so far. Ashley will give to Teray up the middle, who's going to be stopped immediately. Schwab was the first one to get there.
Give a
Schwab and Matichek.
Give a shout out to our watch parties over at McNally's, the Blue Rock, the Rush, and Shenanigans. Shenanigans.
Da-da-da-da-da.
That was when they were in the mall That was a good bar in the mall years ago.
So the Riders will come out of the gun, fake the give. Ashley will roll out to his left. He's got pressure from Schwab, throws a ball to the outside, a toe tap in bounds. However, they say he did not control the catch before getting his feet down. It was Wilde on the left side of the field. A nice throw by Ashley. However, the ball is going to be incomplete. The toe tap on the sidelines could not result in a first down. Had the yardage, but just couldn't keep his feet in bounds.
Nice pressure by Schwab. I mean, finally, we got.
That's a key to the game tonight. We got to get pressure back there.
Pressure. You got to force him out of the pocket.
And an absolutely massive offensive line for Roosevelt. It's tough to get back there, but when you do, it's absolutely critical. 3 bunch receivers once again here for Roosevelt. Johnson over the middle. They're going to throw an out route, wheel route to Wilde, who catches it on the run. He's now going to break a couple tackles to the 10, to the 5, into the end zone, and Roosevelt is dominating the first quarter. Wilde another touchdown reception, and it's 26-0 with 53 seconds left in the first quarter.
Oh, that boy can run.
Wilde on the out route slipped away from the defender, then broke 2 tackles. Konechny nearly had him near the 5-yard line, but not before he could get into the end zone.
He can run like a rabbit there.
Sam Jacobson was in coverage there for the Knights. A wheel route by Wilde, however, beat him over the backside. A back shoulder throw over the top by Ashley, and Ashley has been showing dominance so far. That's his 4th touchdown pass of the first quarter. So with 53.4 on the clock, the score is 27-0. The Rough Riders lead here. You're listening to Real Presence Radio Network.
Ferendorf Family Chiropractic and Wellness is a third-generation chiropractic practice focusing on inspiring patients to take control of their personal health and the health of their families. Dr. Eric Ferendorf, a 1999 O'Gorman alum, is a proud third-generation O'Gorman Cathedral High School graduate following in the footsteps of his grandfather and uncle, and is excited to welcome his wife Larissa to the practice. Ferendorf Family Chiropractic and Wellness is located on the northwest corner of 49th Street and Southeastern Avenue, 605-334-8000.
Providence Financial is committed to protecting what matters most to you, your family, and your future. Mark Promis, a trusted choice independent insurance agent with Providence Financial in Sioux Falls, does not work for any one insurance company. He works for you. Mark provides coverage for home, auto, business, life, and more, and he can customize policies for you. To make an appointment with Mark, you can call 605-376-3227, or you can visit him at 3208 East 26th Street in Sioux Falls.
Welcome back to O'Gorman High School, where the Knights trailed 27-0 here in the first quarter. The Riders have been absolutely dominating the first quarter offensively. 4 touchdown passes for sophomore quarterback Talon Ashley, and that's where our score is at. Riedel will take the kickoff deep in his own 5-ish yard line, run it out to the 20-yard line.
On the tackle for the Rough Riders, number 59.
He spent a lot of time in that 20-yard line tonight.
So the Knights need a big drive here more than ever. If they can just get into the end zone, it would boost the confidence and hopefully shift the momentum. It's Dakota Bowl here, the 42nd annual, first time ever at the MAC. Roosevelt, the number 1 ranked team in the state, leads early. So Stukel will come out of the gun now with a heavy load in the backfield. He'll fake the give. Now we'll actually give it to Payton, and Payton's wrapped up immediately in the backfield. Cam Jones got to him first.
On the tackle for the Rough Riders, number 15, Cameron Jones.
Hey, that last commercial was Mark Promis Financial. Shout out to his son Mike there and Aaron. They just had their second baby here yesterday. Congratulations to Mike and Aaron. Mike O'Gorman grad.
Down 13 Knights from their own 17.
And a little girl, correct? Yeah.
Stukel out of the gun. He'll take a snap to the outside. He has to pick it up. Will now scramble around, tries to get any yardage he can on the left side, and he's not going to get much more than a yard. A high snap to the outside right. Stukel had to run around in a circle, pick up the ball on his own 10-yard line, sprint out to the left.
It'll be 3rd down and 15 for the Knights from their own 15.
Matt Peters is now going to come in at center. Stukel will come out of the gun. He's got 2 running backs offset to each side. 2 wing players on each side. Stuckel will, however, keep and run off the left side. Stuckel will pick up a couple yards, roll to his left, fall down near the 25-yard line, and it'll bring up fourth down. A 9-yard gain will result now in 4th and 5. That'll be the end of the first quarter. So at the end of the first quarter, the Rough Riders lead this one 27-0 here at the 42nd Annual Bob Burns Dakota Bowl. Stay tuned for more Knights football on Real Presence Radio Network.
Sioux Equipment Company can fix, sell, and repair gas pumps, tanks, and air compressors. They offer sales and services for lifts, signs, decals, and tank truck equipment in Sioux Falls and the surrounding areas. Sioux Equipment Company is located at 1310 East 39th Street in Sioux Falls, just off of East Benson Road. They can be reached by calling 605-334-1653. Again, that number is 605-334-1653.
Did you know you can listen to the RPR network when you're on the go? Just search for Real Presence Radio in your app store. Listen live to any station across the network at any time, so you can stay connected to your local community from wherever you are. Plus, if you miss a program, the Real Presence Radio app is your one-stop shop for local and national podcasts, including our signature show, Real Presence Live. The Real Presence Radio app, with you every step of your faith journey.
Welcome back here at the start of the second quarter. We got to give a shout out to one of our sponsors here, Eric Ferendorf Chiropractic. Eric got married today, so congratulations to Eric and Larissa on their wedding today. Dakota Bowl 42. Always remember that. They got married on the 12th of September. And Eric is a sponsor here of Real Presence Radio and O'Gorman Athletics.
Struck, punts a ball directly out of bounds. He was hit immediately, that is, Alpers hit on the ground.
Out at the 39.
A little bit of a shanked punt to the 39-yard line. Not the greatest of punts for O'Gorman. Defense is going to need a huge stand here. A touchdown would put things almost out of reach, at least for the first half, to get back into it. They'd need a large second half to get back into it. The game is obviously not over. The Knights are fully capable of putting 4 touchdowns on the board. It's up to the defense now to at least hold Roosevelt on this drive. A give up the middle, and that's going to be Nave rumbling forward for a first down. It's directly up the middle. Nave took the carry, shook off a defender, sprinted right down the middle of the field, almost untouched till about 12 yards, and then was wrapped up by a couple Knights. Rough Riders come out of the gun. They'll send Feldkamp in a looping motion behind. However, there's going to be movement up front. It's going to back up the Riders 5 yards. I think it's going to go to number 78. That's Dylan Prisbilla.
Number 78, 5 yards.
He was the one charged with the illegal man downfield earlier. Picks up his second penalty on the false start. So now Roosevelt will have 1st and 15 from their own from the O'Gorman 29-yard line. 11:30 left here in the second quarter. Roosevelt on top, 27-0. An absolutely dominant showing here in the first quarter. Ashley has tossed 4 touchdown passes already. He now throws to his left. It's Feldkamp out in the flats, chased by Ratzlaff and pushed out of bounds. He only gains about a yard or 2. It'll bring up 2nd down and 14. Fantastic play from the receivers for Roosevelt so far, but it hasn't been the receivers that we would have been expecting. Feldkamp has a long touchdown. However, Paulson hasn't been on the board too much early, but it's been Wilde and Johnson for 3 of the 4 touchdowns early. More movement up front. It may be another false start here. Dead ball.
Dead ball.
False start goes to the offense.
Number 65.
65 was moving this time. That's Nick Pruitt, the 6'4", 299 senior. I would give him 300.
That's solid muscle, those boys.
2nd down, 17 for the Rough Riders.
2nd and 17 now
33.
for the Rough Riders. They have it on the Knights' 33-yard line. Sun setting now. It's getting to be, the lights have been turned on at the MAC. And Roosevelt will false start again. So number 67 this time is going to be charged with a false start. That one goes to Sam Coles. And Roosevelt's just backing themselves out of field goal range right now.
Kim called timeout to
5-yard penalty. Second down.
Figure something out here. 3 in a row, right?
And now
back to back to
Nelson
back.
and Roosevelt will call a timeout. Something was off there with the snap count, the timing, etc. So with 11:17 left in the second quarter, we'll take a break. The Roosevelt Rough Riders lead this one 27-0 in the second quarter.
Real Presence Radio is now on Google Assistant devices, including Google Home, phones, tablets, and smart displays. To start this action, say something like, "Okay, Google, talk to Real Presence Radio." It will then ask what station you want to play, to which you can respond, "Play Sioux Falls," or "Play AM 970," or "Play WWEN." From there, you can use words like play, pause, and stop. Listen to RPR anytime, anywhere, now on Google Assistant devices.
Welcome back to the 42nd Annual Bob Burns Dakota Bowl game on Real Presence Radio Network, which is being brought to you in part by Barnett Lewis Funeral Home. Barnett Lewis Funeral Home's goal is to make arrangements with families comfortable when they decide that their wishes are for funeral arrangements. They can be contacted by 605-336-0707. Resuming back to action here with 11:17 left in the second quarter and what's been a pretty long first half. We're already 43 minutes in.
Wow, that's a long game.
To the ball game, and we're not even a full minute into the second quarter. Roosevelt's tossed 4 touchdown passes in the opening quarter. Now they now have the ball, 2nd and 22 after 3 consecutive false starts by Roosevelt. Feldkamp in motion, now runs over the middle of the field. They're going to throw a pass to Presley Johnson, who's going to pick up near the first down yardage. I think he's going to be about a yard short.
On the tackle for the Knights, number 33, Anders Matichek.
Matichek on the tackle there for the Knights. A huge chunk of yardage picked up there by Roosevelt. It'll be 3rd down now. Johnson got loose over the middle once again. It's been a big seam opened up in the middle a couple times already this evening. Roosevelt will now run an option play, blocked by Presley Johnson. It's going to be an illegal blindside block, I believe, is what's going to be called. Johnson smacked David Alpers,
Was it
Ratzloff.
Yeah.
David Alpers in 24.
Alpers was on the tackle along with Carter Peterson.
He leveled him.
There's going to be a flag on the play. It was Ratzloff that got absolutely leveled by Presley Johnson. The refs are discussing now what to do with the call here. I think that they're going to be short of the yard to gain.
Yeah.
Illegal blindside block.
It is an illegal blindside block, so that is a no-no here in high school football and football along all levels right now. I remember one of the most famous blindside blocks was that Kenny Bell block from Nebraska way back when, and ever since then it seemed like anything like that is an absolute no-no. So that'll back up the Riders 15 yards from the spot of the foul. It'll bring up 3rd and about 19.
3rd down, 19.
Watch them go deep here.
From the next 37.
Riders will fake the give up the middle. It's going to be a deep route over the top, and it's going to be caught by Feldkamp for a touchdown.
They had to go deep.
Tyler Feldkamp will catch the ball on the run, waltz into the end zone, and the Riders lead 33-0. A nice lofting pass by Talon Ashley drops directly into the hands of Feldkamp, who is behind the defense there. And that's another passing touchdown for Ashley, his 5th of the evening.
And he was on the rollout when he passed. I love it. Nice ball.
41, Anthony Erickson on to attempt.
Erickson on to attempt the extra point. The snap, the hold, the kick, it is good, right down the middle. And the Knights trail 34-0.
And Ashley's only a sophomore.
So with 10:48 left here in the second quarter, the Knights trail the Riders 34-0 in the 42nd Annual Bob Burns Dakota Bowl. You're listening to Real Presence Radio Network.
At First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card, we believe the greatest investment we can make is in our customers and communities. Thanks to our industry-leading service, products, and tools, we're helping our customers reach their financial goals and achieve success. Through the generosity of our employees and leadership, we're able to support nearly 700 South Dakota organizations and nonprofits with our time, money, and resources. At Premier, we're always seeking ways to make an impact for good by investing in what matters most to you. It's the Premier way.
wide, 37.
Searching for more great Catholic content? Visit our website at yourcatholicradiostation.com. Find Catholic news you can trust, information about events coming up in your local area, and the latest on what's happening at the RPR network. And don't forget that you can listen to any of our stations around the clock from anywhere in the world. Need prayers for someone or something in your life? You can submit those through our online form for the entire family to pray for. Real Presence Radio, online at yourcatholicradiostation.com.
Welcome back to O'Gorman High School, where the Knights trail the Riders 34-0. The kick by the Riders will be fielded by Riedel near his own goal line. Riedel will bounce around a couple tackles, brought down near the 22-yard line. They give him the 23, I believe. Story of the game so far has been sophomore quarterback Talon Ashley, who's been absolutely dominating on the offensive side of the ball. He's tossed his 5th touchdown pass already. That pass over the top to Tyler Feldkamp on 3rd and 19. Capped off a nice drive from the Rough Riders, and they lead now 34-0.
Okay, I got to give a shout out to the senior 58, Chase Harris, his fan club. They're out over in southeast Sioux Falls tonight watching, getting together, and listening to the game here on Real Presence Radio. So the shout out to the fan club of Chase Harris.
Knights will come out, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, 2 offset running backs in the backfield. Schlimgin will look to throw. He's got pressure immediately in his face, and he's going to be sacked. Had the swing route there with Payton on the left side, didn't quite see him, and got brought down in the backfield for a sack.
That pocket just collapsed. Just bam, they got him. The boys got to maintain. They have to follow their assignments there.
10-17 left here in the second quarter. A lot of ball game left. Snap to Schlimgin out of the gun. And Roosevelt's going to jump off sides. I believe it's going to go to Joey Hughes, unless they say he was drawn off sides here.
Encroachment.
Nope. It is an encroachment, so the Knights will get back some of those yards.
We need more yards than that, though.
Second down 12 now for the Knights.
2nd and 12 for the Knights. Schlimgin, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, 2 running backs in the backfield. He'll fake the give to Schwab, pull the ball, and run up the middle. Schlimgin bounces around for a gain of about 7 yards.
Tackled for the Rough Riders by number 10, Brandon Dannenberg.
Brandon Dannenberg got the tackle there for the Riders. It'll bring up 3rd down and 8. They're only or 3rd down and 7, excuse me. They're going to give him about 5 yards, not 7.
For the Knights, from their own 26.
Hey, we got a little bit of a movement here. Let's keep going.
Knights need to pick up a 1st down here. Schlimgin will fake the give. He'll now pull the ball, run by himself, going to be wrapped up immediately. However, a late flag comes in. It may be a holding. It could be a face mask. One of the two. Holding. So Roosevelt will likely decline this and bring up 4th down.
Holding.
Can smell the popcorn being made below us.
Penalty of the decline. 4th down.
So Roosevelt elects to decline the holding penalty, and they'll send back Tucker Large deep.
That's a good thing. We got our smell.
Emmanuel struck on to punt for the Knights.
Emmanuel struck on to punt for the Knights.
Back to return number 5, Tucker Large to the Rough Riders.
Struck takes the snap, gets ready to punt. A lot of pressure in his face. This one an end-over-end punt deep to Large. Large will break 1 tackle, break 2 tackles, run around reverse field. Now he's just spinning in circles near the 50. He's going to be wrapped up by a herd of Knights. Nice punt there for the Knights. Out to the 50-yard line is where Roosevelt will take over offensively.
Look at that herd. I think there was 9 blue jerseys on that herd in that pile.
It's been all Roosevelt so far. They lead 34-0. Talon Ashley has been the story, tossed 5 touchdown passes so far, and we're only in the first half.
The number one ranked Roosevelt.
Feldkamp's got loose for 2 of them. Ashley will keep on the read option out to the outside. Fake the give up the middle. Kept on the left side. Picked up about 5.5, maybe 6 yards. Manny Struck was the one to push him out of bounds. Will get credited with the tackle.
It's a gain of 6. 2nd down and 4 for the Rough Riders.
8.5 left here before half.
2nd and 4. Rough Riders have it. They signal in the plays, then each of the receivers looks at the wristband on their arm, figures out the play, and this time it'll be Teray stuffed up the middle by number 66, Matt Peters.
You know, I said last week, you run into him, you run into a cement wall.
You'll be feeling that one in the morning.
Yeah, but you watch that, they're double.
A huge 3rd down here for the Knights. The Knights fans need to get back into the game. Been a little bit quiet.
3rd down and
they need a fumble recovery here. They need something to happen. The playmaker needs to happen now. Pick up a interception, run it back for Noski.
Roosevelt will come out. 5 receivers, 3 to the right, 2 to the left. They have an empty backfield. Ashley all alone on the 50-yard line. Way too much movement in the backfield. It's going to be...
Oh, these guys are...
a false start.
Offense, number 67.
Johnson and Keats over here were moving around.
67 will pick up the false start. That was Sam Coles.
But 14 was moving over here at this side.
Want to give a quick shout out to my summer boss, Scott Hanneman, and Sandia Roofing. Luke Hanneman is one of the basketball coaches for Roosevelt High School. Want to give a shout out to them. Taylon Ashley will fake the give to Feldkamp, now scramble around the right side. He'll just take the right idea and slide down to avoid getting hit by Matichek. It'll bring up 4th down.
Anders Matichek. 4th down for the Rough Riders. 4th down and 12. 4th down and 13. Back to punt. Number 3, Bennett Dannenbring.
Back to punt now for the Rough Riders is number 3, Bennett Dannenbring. Sam Stukel back deep to receive the punt. The Knights could really use a touchdown here before the end of the half. Even 2 if they can move the ball quick enough. Dannenbring takes the snap. We'll punt a high spiraling ball over the top. Stukel's going to wave it off. Then we'll pick it up off the bounce. Try to spin away from a tackle is met immediately by Large. Tackled at the 22-yard line. And that's where the Knights will take over.
Number 5, Tucker Large. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Knights from their own 22.
Knights will have it from their own 22-yard line. They'll send out the offense once again. The Knights need to move the football here effectively and hopefully get on the board before the end of the half.
That's their first punt?
Roosevelt's first punt of the game.
Yeah.
Schlimgen out of the gun, 2 receivers on each side, bunched in tight towards the line of scrimmage. He'll flip Payton over his left. Schlimgen will get ready to take the snap, send Stukel in motion across the right side. And there's going to be movement and a false start on O'Gorman. O'Gorman just can't quite get anything going so far offensively. It's just been a bit of a struggle early.
First down.
False start's going to be charged to Bo Beavers, the senior wideout. It'll be 1st and 15.
1st and 15 for the Knights from their own 17.
Schlimgen will come out of the gun, same formation as the last play. Payton offset to his right. He'll take the snap, look to his left to throw. He's got pressure coming. He was hit as he throws. Ball will be floating in the air, picked off by Roosevelt, and they're going to house it. The ball was intercepted by number 11, Matt Goring. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. The Riders now lead 40-0. 40-0.
That duck just hung right up there. That was...
Schlimgen was hit as he threw. The ball was going to be delivered to the outside. As he got hit, the ball fluttered up in the air, hung up there for quite a while. Roosevelt ran right under it. Goring takes it into the end zone for 6. A pick 6 there for Roosevelt, and they continue to pile it on. It's 40-0.
Roosevelt's getting late guys out. You get their 11. 6:46 to go before half.
Penalty marker on the field.
Penalty marker on the extra point attempt. I don't think everyone was quite set.
There are no problems on special teams. Coming up on 8 o'clock, and we're not even... Wow, this is a long game.
5-yard penalty. Replay the kick.
The extra point attempt will be replayed. Erickson on to attempt the extra point over. 5 yards back. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up. This one is good. So with 6:46 left here in the second quarter, the Roosevelt Rough Riders lead 41-0. You're listening to Real Presence Radio Network.
Hi, this is Brett Byler, Area Account Executive with Real Presence Radio. Did you know the signal of Real Presence Radio reaches an audience of over 2.4 million people across North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, Wisconsin, and Wyoming? Have you ever thought about running radio spots on the RPR network? We want to partner with you to help gain exposure for your business in front of a very faithful customer base. To find out more about the options, please call me, Brett Byler, at 605-670-8333.
You're listening to the RPR Network. FM 94.5 KGWD Sioux Falls and FM 91.3 KSTJ Hartford. Real Presence Radio, your family of faith and hope.
Welcome back to O'Gorman High School, where the Roosevelt Rough Riders lead this one 41-0 here in the second quarter. A dominant showing so far by Roosevelt. And a pick 6 on the last possession there for the Knights resulted in another Roosevelt touchdown. Ashley's thrown 5 touchdown passes. The defense picks up 1 for Roosevelt, 6 in total. And that's where our score is, 41-0. There is still plenty of game left. If Roosevelt can put up 6 touchdowns in 18 minutes, there's plenty of time left. Kick to Rito. Rito will get ready to return it. He'll bounce around to the right side, break a couple tackles, will be tackled immediately
Rito on the return for the Knights
at the 25-yard line.
On the tackle for the Rough Riders, number 69, Antoine Duran.
Antoine Duran on the tackle there for Roosevelt. So Gorman will come out now offensively. They need to put the ball in the end zone. There's no question about it.
26.
College ball came back today. We haven't touched on it. We haven't talked about that.
Notre Dame squeaked out a win against Duke.
I would say squeak. Come on. Come on, Isaac.
Trips formation. They'll throw a screen pass to Manny Struck. Will break a tackle, shift the ball into his left hand. He rolls down the sideline, knocked out of bounds, but not before an O'Gorman Knights first down. Schlimgin to Struck for about 15 yards and a first down.
And you said he was going to...
By number 22, Bennett Yellowbird.
Had a feeling he was going to play a little more receiver here.
First down.
They got to get a momentum. If we can go down and score on this drive, we need
get a score and a stop and a score. Get the ball to receive the second half, and then it'll be a must-have in the defensive end in the second half. This one's not over by any means. Fakes the give to Payton. Schlimgin will keep up the middle, bounce around, and pick up about 5 yards. He's right near the 50-yard line, wind up near the 46 is what they're going to give him. They're going to give him the 46. 8:01 is the time with 6:12 left in the second quarter. It's 61 degrees on a nice night here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota at O'Gorman High School for the 42nd annual Dakota Bowl. 2 receivers to each side. Schlimgen takes the snap. He'll fake a quick throw. He's going to be nearly wrapped up in the backfield. He'll bounce around a couple times and now be sacked.
Run gun tackle behind the line of scrimmage by number 44 for the Rough Riders.
He got away and he went right into him and got sacked. Now, 3rd and long.
3rd and long now for the Knights.
3rd down and 16 for the Knights.
2 receivers to each side. Huners and Struck on the right. Landry and Konechki on the left.
Oh!
And Schlimgen will be buried in the backfield.
From the backside, blind side.
Nave got to Schlimgen in the backfield. They faked the give, and then he was met immediately from behind. Pump faked the throw. A little bit of a hesitation. Must not have liked what was forming over the middle.
4th down for the Knights.
Okay, here comes the punt team.
And they'll send out the punt team.
Under punt, number 26, Emmanuel Struck.
Tucker Large will be back for Roosevelt at about the 38, 39-yard line.
Back to receive, number 5, Tucker Large for the Rough Riders.
Now he backs up to the 35.
Struck with his heels on the Knights' 15-yard line. We'll get ready to send away another punt. Better punt than the last one, and this one will roll out of bounds right near the 32-yard line. The ref will march out to the 34, however, where it crossed over the plane. Riders will take over with the ball on their own 34-yard line here. They lead 41-0 with 4:20 left in the second quarter.
Nice punt. Like you said, can we stop them here and get the ball back? I think the defense is getting tired.
Been on the field a lot tonight.
Yes.
Ashley will fake the give. He'll now scramble up the middle, throw a quick dart, incomplete to Presley Johnson. Nearly crossed the line of the scrimmage. Something that I've seen that's been kind of interesting so far tonight. Ashley likes to throw the ball moving forward. He's just kind of been hopping around in the backfield. A lot of these balls have been coming out of his hands as he's running forward. It doesn't seem like he plants his feet very often. And he's just always moving around back there. It makes him tough to tackle. It makes him tough to get to in the backfield. Ashley will now roll out to his left, falling forward, throws it.
Intercepted. Oh, he
ball is incomplete, nearly intercepted by Struck. Jumped up for the interception and landed on top of Sam Stukel.
He went over him.
Went right over the top of Stukel, nearly picked off the ball.
Along with number 2, Sam Stukel. It'll bring up 3rd down and 10.
Oh, that'd been sweet if he'd have caught that, Isaac.